Nathan. Rocky, want to see you.
I really don't think they flew 90 billion light years to start a fight.
Sunset chill days so long gone, can't bring them back, no magic wand. Counting white cotton clouds, painted on the blue sky's crowd. And yet somehow that way is fate, with eternal hopeful flair. Pineapple pizza, Hawaiian ice freeze, yeah. Can't wait to be a free days of you and me. I'm sailing. I'm sailing. I just can't wait for free days of you and me.
He's been cited by Forbes, The Wall Street Journal, Benny Johnson, Timcast, Dr. Jordan Peterson, and even the U.S. government.
But soon they'll wake up to see the summer sizzle in me.
We're doomed. Will this never end?
Dire wolves back and so are you.
Oh yeah,
Belvedere flying so the moon.
oh yeah.
And everyone's singing just the right tune. Maestro blasting on the jazz flute.
We are all participating in mandatory fun activities.
Jelly bean bonus, every flavor in the bag. Super movie star, but first gotta join SAG.
Keep our eyes open.
Wunderkind, super friend, where are you? Get a search warrant for the near clear blue.
It's scooping time.
And can't you believe that? We've been waiting on you, can't you see that? Put away the bad things they said to you.
You are a sad, strange little man. You have my
After all, just have to call and say you're some kind of
Because you are the special.
epic. Epic, yeah, that's what you do. I'm talking about epic, it's all you know how to do.
You wake up blue into
Epic, it's on repeat for you. Oh, epic. Epic.
Hear ye, come on, to the never stopping daily strife, and it's called simpler times, they beckon so, floating on the water with no phone. Can we get away now, find a way now, somehow step out of this stream into a dream of slow it down. Jay says that he remembers a place before the never, ever river severed our tranquility. Counting cars by Highway 30, sitting in the porch swing, guessing colors so poorly. Yeah. Is the next one a blue or red one? Maybe silver, maybe gray. What a way to spend a day.
Ladies
and gentlemen, it's the WDW Pro Show!
Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo! It's hump day. Bringing tomorrow's headlines to you ahead of schedule, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It's the Pro Show, and we're happy to have you. We've got Culture Casino. We've got Lauren. We've got another buddy waiting behind the scenes, ready to pull back the curtains and return to give you guys what you need. And that is, well, ahead of the culture curve, entertainment today, and the drive-bys waiting with their jumbo pencils saying, please, Pro, please, Pro, we need whatever it is that we're supposed to be covering. Please show us the way. Well, folks, we're here to show you the way. And if you have been on the Patreon, you know that we dropped a huge exclusive on the Patreon today. Get over there and check it out. We've got it for you over there. It's a huge rumor. It's actually a little bit too much for us to put on the YouTube channel. A little too spicy. So go check out the Patreon today and find out what it is we have to say about it. You will not be disappointed. All right, we've got a great show tonight, and we're going to be talking about Star Wars. We're going to be talking about a kid plunging off of Splash Mountain. Is Disney safe? Will they be putting in restraints? We'll have lots to say about that. And then, too, boys and girls, the biggest gamble in entertainment. Without a doubt. We're going to be talking about it. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it is the biggest gamble easily. And it's breaking today. Culture, how you doing today, buddy?
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to the biggest entertainment story of the day. I'm always looking
biggest gamble, Culture. I don't know this. Well, we will have the biggest stories, but
yeah, we usually do. And every time I'm baffled. And I'm glad to know we have a lot of exclusive things. That's another compelling reason to go to that Park Place or the Patreon. I'm compelled. That's a good thing.
The power of Pro compels you.
It does.
That's sacrilegious. Hey, Culture. Culture, I have heard that you are, in fact, replacing some parts to one of your most important assets. Is that true?
Yeah, the greenhouse is going to get a new roof, but my parts were delayed. So
what? What did you say?
A new roof.
Hang on, I'm not hearing this right. Hang on. Say it again in my ear. What are you?
A new roof.
A roof. Sounds rough, buddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it covers things.
Okay, sure.
You got a roof. And
what happened to the greenhouse, Culture?
Yeah, there was a wicked storm, and it came through, and it
Cynthia Erivo, I knew it.
Yeah.
She'll do it every time.
She tore up my roof.
I told you to keep her away from the property. You didn't listen.
No.
Yeah, all 50 pounds of her stomping on that roof.
Yeah, so instead of doing a roofing video that I was going to be doing, I'll be doing another plan. I'll be.
I guess you could say you're going to be huffing it.
Yeah.
All right. Lauren Connor is with us. Lauren, you ready to go? I mean, have you seen the Super Chat goal for this evening?
I did.
Lauren, Bob Iger once said that the earnings calls for Disney, he didn't like them because he felt like it was stump the CEO.
Yep.
And that inspired me tonight because I thought, well, Lauren Connor would love to be stumped. And we got the crowd out there to do it. So, folks, just 30 Super Chats, a measly 30 Super Chats. And we'll do a whole segment at the end where you get to stump the Lauren. Any question, go ahead and start looking it up right now. We need people to be ready for this. Search high and low, all right? Mostly low, on Wikipedia. Get every obscure reference you can, and let's see if this man knows it from Star Wars.
That's not what inspired you.
What?
You were all tickled that you stumped me the other day because I forgot Billy Lord's name, and now you're just wanting to celebrate it and get other people in on it.
Me?
Yes.
No.
Don't you play innocent with me. I know exactly what you're doing.
He's conniving.
Well, I tell you what, let's get the Super Chats, and we're going to bring on our next panelist, and here we go. Let's see what we got. We've got Mark Fields out there for 199. Power to the Niners. And thank you, Mark. Mark says, let's all have a beautiful night. Positive vibes. And positive vibes to you, Mark, as well. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate you every single time. Juliet, mod extraordinaire for 2. Morning, WDW Pro panel and Pro Rights. Good to see you out there, Juliet. Happy to have you. Magical Girl Jonas for $1.99. I hope everyone had a sparkle-filled day. Same to you. Same to you, it's true. KB, member for 36 months. Hello, Pro and everyone. KB, it's good to see you. Patrick Getaway for 5. You mean Tiana's Bayou Splash Mountain only exists in Japan? Pro. That's right. It's the park to go, where you should be going to. Before I do the memberships that Patrick has sent in, I want to say, folks, we are getting ready to do a lot of member stuff next week. We've got a member-exclusive live stream, and we've got Club 23, which is for our VIPs and diamond level members. So if you're going to give super chats, that's cool. If you're going to give memberships, though, that's even better tonight, because we want to get as many people as we can into those member things next week. So if you have been inclined in the past to toss over some gifted memberships, let me tell you, tonight is the night. Tomorrow is the day. Let's get it. Let's get going. And let's get as many people as we can into those special opportunities. All right, before we do the thank you for the gifted memberships, how about we bring on somebody special onto the show?
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Who could that be? Let's go see, boys and girls.
It's none other than the Ghost.
Well, thank you. And I was listening to Culture, and I actually watched his recent episode where he showed the sad damage to the greenhouse. And when you talked about parts being delayed, as a man of a certain age, I'm used to it. And trust me, sooner or later they get there.
Oh yeah, yeah. They just won't arrive until Sunday.
I'm not sure Lou is talking about greenhouses anymore.
I don't think he was either.
Well,
different corpus, I would say.
But no less delecti.
There you go. I knew that was coming. That was a joke you could not get out of the way of.
Oh, well.
Detail Devil for $199. Power to the Niners. American Graffiti shot for $750,000. Buck Rogers was next. They don't make them the way they used to, I'll tell you that. Magically MJ with 1L for $199. My favorite gentleman, Culture Casino, Lorne. I'll go ahead and add Ghost because you just weren't here yet. I know MJ loves you too. And Pro. Good to see you, MJ. Good to see you.
The feeling is mutual.
Packy Protons for 2. Did the aliens invade FIFA? Maybe. There's one thing for sure.
Anyway, legal ones.
Well,
one thing's for sure. The Europeans are discovering America's not so bad, eh?
Yeah, but there's this Brazilian prognosticator that was predicting an alien invasion at the soccer match tonight.
Where else are you going to predict an alien invasion? Of course, that's the only place you would go to do so.
I don't know.
Steven Spielberg, what were you thinking? How did you not, Steven, how did you not consider that it would be at, the World Cup or, some other big sporting event?
Wait. Are you suggesting that those clicking noises that she makes in that movie are actually translated as fresh brisket on the board?
I just... Thank you, Mr. Bucky's. Somewhere Marvin is salivating just thinking about that now. I enjoyed that Emily Blunt, they went through all this effort to tell us how amazing it was that she spent all this time figuring out what the alien language is. And folks, are you ready for this? There you go. There you go. That's the thing. Can you click your tongue? You got it. That's the alien language. Detail Devil for $499. EU nurtured Star Wars till PT, Lorne. What's PT?
Prequel trilogy?
Darn you. Right off HR, Disney Plus live action, and Star Trek. No, sequel trilogy. These are too many acronyms. Fire, Dave Filoni revived the EU under Timothy Zahn. Full cast audio for best of, wait, for interest to naturally rise before sequel trilogy 2.0. I'm going to tell you right now, in the economy of getting every character to count, there is nobody better than Detail Devil. Nobody better.
Yeah, but talk about having to do history or homework to understand something. My God, the translation of all those acronyms.
But you know what? Work. It's the trust our audience puts into us.
That's true.
Lou.
That's true.
Magical Girl Jonas for $199. Power to the Niners. Go Magical Girl Power. Hail MJ.
There you go.
That's it's my Girl Jonas voice and my Miss Rachel voice. Shepherd Commander, member for 5 months. Love your show. The love's going right back to you, Shepherd. Thank you for being here.
Thank you,
welcome.
Commander.
That's right. Chef Eddie for 5. Lorne, what is the part number on the Graflex flash used for the original lightsaber?
There's actually a few different numbers that are on there. So it depends
Whoa.
on-
I saw the reflection in your glasses. I did this what are you looking at on your screen?
I'm looking at me blown up on the screen.
It looks like us. Yeah.
Okay. So you did not go look this up when you saw the super chat come in?
No.
Okay.
You know
just
I've
checking.
got one of these, right?
Okay. Just checking. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
There are a couple of different numbers that are stamped on the tube, so it depends on which one you're talking about. You could be referencing the catalog number or the patent number. I'm going to guess the patent number probably.
You all have no chance in this stump, Lauren. You have no chance. Go ahead. Keep going.
If it's the patent number, then it's 2310165.
You know, I keep hoping. You know those clips from that show about the pawn shop in Vegas? I keep hoping when the guy says, I got to call in my expert, that he brings Lorne in to interpret a Star Wars relic.
Go ahead, everybody.
What it's worth.
Pawn Stars, yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Give this man your best. You have no chance. There is nothing. You have nothing. Get the 30 super chats and go ahead and try to stump the man. Did you without cheating, he just rattled off a serial number from memory.
Well, okay. Back when Attack of the Clones came out, I was one of those guys that sat out in front of the theater for hours waiting to get in. And everybody was showing up. They brought all these things. Somebody brought a Star Wars Trivial Pursuit. And some of us were kind of watching the game. Somebody asked me to sit in. I said, no, I'm not going to sit in on this thing. They said, come on, are you chicken? I said, if I sit down here, nobody else is going to get to play. Which they took as bragging. And then they cajoled me into sitting and playing, and nobody else got to play.
All right. Well, listen, I was going to hold off on the gift of memberships until we got through the super chats. However, we're going to recalculate that, okay, for reasons that will be obvious and clear in just a moment. Let me fix this real quick. We want to say thank you to everybody who's gifted memberships. As I said before, we have so much coming out next week, and we want to make sure that as many people get to enjoy the member content as possible. We've got a member exclusive live stream. We've got Club 23. Sorry, Disney. Club 23 coming out next week. And that's only 4 times a year. And would you look at this? Patrick Ganaway is out there dropping 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Patrick. We appreciate you. And yes, we will update it, I promise.
Chemical sunshine, professor says pay no mind.
And then,
wow.
Starting this show off the right way, Captain Nemo, 8888, is great. What's Rocky say, Culture?
Amaze.
Thank you, Culture. I was worried we were not going to get that through there for a moment. Amaze. Way to go, Captain Nemo. And folks, if you got one of these gifted memberships, say thank you, please. Let Captain Nemo know just how amazing this is.
You should remind new people how to make sure that they are set up to accept a gift membership.
Oh, that's
some
true.
People aren't.
Well, Culture, you may be the man to explain. How do they make sure they can receive a gifted membership?
I believe you have to go and look at the chat options down towards the bottom and make sure you have it turned on to receive it. It might be at the top now, but back in my day when I was first explaining it, that's
back in my day, back when the super chats was easy.
It's been a while.
Been a while. You know what? We're having a great time right here, and Captain Nemo, you're a huge part of it. Thank you.
Every time a membership is gifted, a content creator gets his wings.
Is that gendered language?
We're not at Magic Kingdom, Dad.
A blindfolded half-court shot that is now the talk of campus and beyond.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? Did you see it?
Yeah.
Is that on tape?
Yeah.
You are kidding me.
Wow.
Ka-ching, ka-chow. All right, folks, we are crossing 500 of you watching across the Tickety Talks, the Instagrammies, the GeoCities, YouTube and X, and really it's just YouTube and X, but 500 joining us as this community continues to grow and show what's happening in entertainment every single day. All right, we're almost to the first story, but first, the superstars. Packing Protons for 5. They stole the alien language from Next Gen's Schisms episode. We got Ken Reihart for 2. I'll start the acronym reduction committee, ARC. A-R-C. That's the right kind of committee we need for such a task. Thank you. We shall bask in the cleverness.
Arc wielder.
We've got Team Ooh Dr. Demento for 499. Greetings, Pro, Culture, and Lorne. Looking forward to a great show. That's right. And Lou, too. We've got Patrick Anyway for 5. Style points for Lorne for superior BSing. What you all don't know about Lorne is, Lorne was it prior to joining whatever it is that we're doing. Lorne was a very impressive, was part of a very impressive profession that sounds super cool when you put it on a label, because the man's a genius. He's a genius in all things. It just so happens he loves Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Lorne, which one would be better if we tried to stump you on Star Wars or Indy? Which one would the audience have a better chance on?
Or even chicken.
There's vastly more Star Wars material, so I would guess that may be easier, maybe, because there's so much of it, and some of it has been a long time since I've read, so...
What was the tail number on the Yahtzee plane that Indy eliminated the bad guy on with the propeller blade? What was the tail number of that plane?
You're talking about the Flying Wing?
Yeah. Yeah,
Didn't have a tail on it. Are you talking about Jacques' plane from the start of Raiders? The
tail number.
The R2 CPO?
I'm so glad you decided to go on camera. I wasn't so sure about it, but watching your reaction to this stuff live is a great joy, my friend.
I just love this. What was the number on the tail of the plane? It didn't have a tail on that plane. What are you talking about?
That's
got no
no
chance.
tail. That's
You
a
guys-
rear stabilizer.
You guys got no chance. Well, Daniel Cron for 5. Hello there, Pro. Have you watched A Great Awakening, or did I miss you talking about it? For Lorne, who had the ship Outrider and droid Lebo. Who had the ship?
Dash Rendar.
It's not Stump Lorne time yet. You've got to get this. Oh my gosh, I've made a mistake. I did not consider that people could just completely bypass the super chat goal and be like, screw that, we're going to do it anyway.
We're going to super chat our way to the super chat goal.
Didn't think about that. And for the Awakening movie, we're going to have a response, I think, around 4th of July. I'm trying to save some of that, as well as Young Washington, so it's apropos for the time. Burnt Toast Space Girlfriend, one of the greatest names out there for 199, pumping those super numbers. Yeah. Well, you're super indeed to us. All right, guys, it's time for Click It and Sip It. Folks, if you know how it works, all you got to do is grab your beverage, lift it high with us, click the like button before we get started, and then take a sipperooski along with the rest of us. Culture, what's the beverage tonight?
Water.
Okay. Lorne.
Water.
Lou, save us, please. What do you have?
Bottled and Bond in lemonade.
Oh.
Whoa. No, that's nice.
Water, in other words.
And I am
modified. Anyway,
I am imbibing for the first time in a very long time, years, an iced mocha. And I am thoroughly enjoying it. Although it is so sweet, I was desperate in the studio trying to find a bottle of water or something, a clearly Canadian, something like that, and I could not find anything. The only thing I could find with it was an IBC root beer, which will not help with the sweetness, but I've got it by my side in case this stuff is just too rich for me.
So folks, you use the lava lamp to water it down.
Not the lava lamp.
Yeah.
You need to have Marv over so he can leave you an Arnold Palmer.
He never leaves those, Culture. They're not for you or for me. All right, folks, click it and sip it. Here we go. Man alive, that mocha's great. I mean, it is like a cold, hot chocolate. Who would have thought, right? Yeah. All right, let's get to the rest of these super chats as they come in, and then we'll get the first story. Magical Girl Jonas for 199. Culture, come be a part of Team Magical Force.
Sure, why not? Sounds
one of us. One of us.
Sounds magical. I have jazz hands.
Timu Dr. Demento for 499. Don't you challenge Lorne. He will drop you where you stand.
True.
We've got Burnt Toast Space Girlfriend back for 199. Grateful for the Pro Show. We're grateful for you. Rowan of Strata for 5. Dash Rendar. Now, that's a name I've not heard in a long, long time. No comment, Lauren? Nothing on that?
You screwed up the quote.
Okay. Dash Rendar. Now, that's a name I've not heard in a long time. A long time. Better?
Better.
Burnt Toast. Space Girlfriend for 199. Cheers. Yeah, I just got to hang out with the guy from Cheers. I got to see John Ratzenberger over at ICC Con, and that was a fun time, and I really appreciated the time he took with everybody. Very, very nice gentleman. Let's see. Canoles for 2. Does Lauren remember Carrie Fisher's... Oh, he's going to knock this out of the park. Does Lauren remember Carrie Fisher's daughter's name? He has been stumped on this in the past. There have been times when lapses have occurred, but I'll guarantee you he will never, ever miss this one again.
It's Billy Lord. I just forgot it for one
Oh,
night.
my Lord, he remembered.
He had a senior moment, okay? We all do. We get to be up there in age.
Oh, my Lord. And Chris A. 426 for 5 in the original release of... They're cheating! They're just going straight to the stump him. In the original release of Return of the Jedi, what is the title of the song performed by the Max Rebo Band in Jabba's Palace?
Lapty Neck. And by the way, there's one in the chat that I want to address because I see it.
No, we're not doing this. You don't get, they're already cheating, Lauren. You don't get to go into the regular chat and also prove just how smart you are. What is it? What is it? Sponsored by Captain Nemo 8888. Put it back up again, Lauren.
I had to find it. Lieutenant Ketch. This is actually a story that originated as a practical joke by Wes Janson in the X-Wing series, whereby he told a story about an Ewok who was an X-Wing pilot, and some Imperials overheard this on open channels or while eavesdropping, so they actually had to rig up kind of a suit that one of the pilots actually had to be behind to fool the imps into thinking they had actually modified an Ewok to be a capable X-Wing pilot.
Now, Lauren, I want to thank you. I was in the wrong on this because this is the perfect regular chat to put up on the screen because we want people to know we're reading it all. And nobody out there, you know what? If you're coming in the show and you say, I don't have the $5 right now, I want you to know you do not matter any less to us. And we are paying attention. Now, we appreciate greatly people gifting super chats and gifting memberships. It's a huge benefit to us. It's what keeps the dream to stream alive and coming true. But folks, we care about each and every person out there. So whether you are sitting there at your computer ready to super chat, or if you are at the late soccer practice getting ready to bring the kids home in the minivan, we want you to know you matter. You're seen and heard right here on the Pro Show. Good pickup, Lauren. Good job. Now, we are going to have to leave the rest of the super chats until we get through this next segment, or we'll never get to it. Folks, the news never stops, and neither do we. So we've got to dab, move, jive, and weave our way into the lead. Culture, are you prepared, sir?
Yeah, I just dabbed.
All right. Keep the dabbing going. All right, folks, they are out there right now slamming those of us who have said we're hearing rumors that the sequel trilogy just might be at least shoved off to the side. This coming to us from Geeky Tyrant. And it came out a couple of months ago, right as we released our big rumor. And so the article is essentially slamming your pal Pro, and that's okay. We're big boys here. We can handle it. But it says, no, Lucasfilm isn't wiping out the Star Wars sequel trilogy, even if you hoped they would.
I thought they wiped it out by making it.
Well, pretty much. They wiped out the franchise by making it. Great point. Joey Power is the writer here. We love Joey, right? Joey, cut it out. Joey, you're a good guy, all right? So, but here's what they did. They said, there's always something stirring in the Star Wars fandom, and lately it's been another round of wild speculation claiming Lucasfilm is gearing up to erase the sequel trilogy from canon. If you've spent a few minutes on certain corners of YouTube, that's us, or social media, you've probably seen the fans talking about it, but let's cut through the noise and actually look at what's going on, why these rumors keep popping up, and why they just don't hold up. It all started with a familiar kind of online movement. Fans looking to celebrate Timothy Zahn's Thrawn trilogy pushed the idea that Disney should scrap the sequels entirely and adapt those books instead. Now, before we go forward, Lauren, you were there as we were getting the details from the source that we had. Did any of it have anything to do with the Timothy Zahn Thrawn trilogy?
No.
Okay. Just making sure everybody knows this. The work we do is real. Lauren was a part of it. None of it had anything to do with Timothy Zahn, although we have met Timothy Zahn, and we love Timothy Zahn. He's a great guy. It says, from there, things escalated fast. Certain YouTubers jumped on it, claiming mysterious sources had revealed that future projects like Ahsoka Season 2 would somehow blast the sequels out of existence. Yeah, that escalated quickly. All right, and that, Lauren, is it fair to say that is exactly what we were reporting on, although I would say we're a little bit more nebulous than this, and it's a bit of hyperbole that it's going to blast it out of existence, but that's pretty, I mean, it's pretty obvious they're talking about us, right?
Well, yes, but I mean, I know that we could not really say specific things. Can I talk a little bit about the sequence of events from my perspective?
Yes, as long as we don't talk about the things that we've been told we are not allowed to say online in any way.
All right, so
good luck remembering.
I won't give any details. What I will say is
I'll stop you if you start to go to places and I say, whoa, we're not allowed to say that.
Right. Unknowing that Pro was talking to a source, we had been talking about where the future of Star Wars could go. And I mentioned something to the effect of, this is what I believe would need to happen for X to occur because of Y. And Pro nearly fell out of his chair, laughing, saying that he had heard words somewhat to that effect, and that the source had told him not to tell me.
That's right. I said we had to go back to the source and say, okay, wait a minute. Is it okay if he guessed it? All right, so let me go now to where this went, and then I'm going to show you folks that it's looking more and more like we were on it, we were right, and more importantly, we're going to talk about what this means for Star Wars for the future, where they're going with it. Okay, so here's where it goes to. It says, looking ahead, the franchise is moving forward, not backward, Lauren, not what we heard. Okay, projects like Sean Levy's upcoming Starfighter are set after the sequel trilogy. Okay, so sequel trilogy. Okay, it's still there. Exploring what the galaxy looks like post First Order. That's an expansion, not an erasure. There's also the theme parks to consider. Galaxy's Edge is heavily tied to the sequel trilogy. Rey, Finn, Poe, part of the experience, and attractions like Rise the Resistance are built around those stories. Scrapping the sequels would create a massive disconnect, not just narratively, but financially. Culture? Since this article was published 2 months ago, what happened at Disneyland for Galaxy's Edge?
Well, they decided that they needed something that would resonate more with fans. So they did some conversions in some of the areas that they dedicated to the sequel trilogy and brought back the original trilogy.
And reset the entire story for the land, is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the backstory didn't work to begin with, and especially since some of it looked like it should have been Hoth, and some of it looked like it should have been on the Ewok planet. But we'll set all that up, or the moon, excuse me, the Endor moon. But sorry, Lauren, I almost broke lore for you. No, that's just I got to be careful around him. But no, I mean, this is just the beginning of it, I think. And I think Lauren was on the right path. And look, it's been 3 years since we had the new Jedi Order or whatever garbage that Rey was going to lead was going to show up, and it's still not here. We have maybe an effort in that direction with this new Starfighter thing, but I don't know if they'll go tripping down that road. I think they may try to build in between, but I don't think they want to get to the First Order location. Do you guys?
Just so people understand.
Oh, sorry.
The only thing left at Disneyland that is based on the sequel trilogy is Rise of the Resistance. That's it. And I'm betting that if the original trilogy is popular, they'll change that too. It would be very easy to change that. So and we expect in 2027 or late 2026 for Walt Disney World to follow the same suit and switch over their Galaxy's Edge to. So in other words, all of this is falling apart. I'll tell you when the first paragraph is falling apart in just a second. It says, then there's all the merchandise, novels, and ongoing projects centered on this timeline. From Cavan Scott's The Jaws of Jakku to Kwame Mbalia's The Last Order, Lucasfilm is clearly investing in this era. That's not something you do if you're planning to throw it all away. At the end of the day, these rumors tend to follow the same pattern: anonymous sources, vague claims, and a lot of if-true hedging. It's content designed to get reactions, not to inform. So taking a swing at us. So what's happened in the last 2 months? Well, we already told you that everything to do with Galaxy's Edge has shifted away from what they just claimed. Let's go to the Best Man Bulletin now. This came out just a few days ago. The future of Star Wars has leaked via Disney document. 1 film, 2 shows a year. But when will all the shows be based on? Let's see. With Lucasfilm now being co-run by Dave Filoni, any project is said to have to fit under his storytelling framework. And I have heard, and I think this is no big surprise, that what that means is every project is going to have to fit within Alan Bergman's framework, because Alan Bergman is overseeing Dave Filoni. The direction is for all, let me say this again, for all, every single one without exception, all of the Disney Plus live action shows to continue to be set within the New Republic era. Now, Lauren, you and I have debated this a little bit. I think that means no sequel trilogy. I think it's the First Order era. Once the sequel trilogy begins, you think that it extends into the sequel trilogy. Where does that stand?
I'm just saying that they have not explicitly said that they are getting rid of the sequel trilogy. And when they say the New Republic era, that's a really broad timeline that they're talking about. That could mean almost anything.
Well, I thought it meant the Mandoverse timeline, that it was after it was after Return of the Jedi up until Force Awakens. That, to me, that's what New Republic era means.
That's how I would interpret it before they've fallen on their face.
Okay.
Now they could use it to mean anything after Return of the Jedi, technically. So it depends on what they mean by that, is all I'm saying.
Okay, so the bottom line is that all this stuff that they were telling us 2 months ago, mocking us, saying, well, you know, the Pro Channel and these other, YouTubers, they're not here to give you actual info. All the stuff they told you went away in 2 months. It all went away in 2 months. And now the question is starting to be in my mind, where do they go if they're actually going to reset and move the sequel trilogy into its own thing? Where do they go?
Well, I look, if they're leaning into the Filoni verse, then we're getting all Ahsoka all the time, and I think people are going to get a little tired of that. So,
we know culture. We know that Hayden Christensen has signed on for a ton of stuff. So we're going to get Anakin, and if it's all going to be set in the New Republic era, we're going to get Anakin in this era that he doesn't exist, or at least he didn't exist. So
he's going to be force ghosted into existence or pulled through the veil.
World between worlds.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a little pushback on the all Ahsoka all the time thing, because just in a light way, and this is purely speculative, with Star Wars taking the trajectory it's been taking, do you think Rosario Dawson wants to remain associated with the character, or would that potentially be career suicide?
Oh, well, now that's a Lou question. Lou, if Rosario Dawson, if she's got a high-paying gig with Star Wars for the next 5 to 10 years, if she just does what she's told, what would you think an agent is advising her to do? Should she step away from that at this time in Hollywood?
Well, I was watching an interview with James Spader earlier today, and he was talking about why he does television and how he's fallen into it. And he says, the problem is I've developed a very expensive lifestyle, and TV pays really, really well. And yes, I like doing movies, and yes, I like doing other things, but I'd be an idiot to walk away from this if I still want to live the lifestyle I've come to afford. So it's that great line from the play of Sleuth where he says, what I'm asking you, my dear boy, is can you afford to support her in the manner to which she was not accustomed until she met me? And
again,
but she has a career regardless, I believe. So she's a talented lady, and she also directs, and so.
Yeah, but she's also getting older. I mean, she's 47. She's listed she's
ageist.
Listed, I'm older than that.
What is the last major thing that you remember her in before Ahsoka? That's the question that I have.
Sin City?
Rosario Dawson's Creek?
What?
Thank you, Lou. That was a bad joke, but I needed somebody to say it.
The last major project that I remember her being in before Ahsoka is Clerks 3. And that's been a while ago.
Oh, man. Kevin Smith ruins people.
All right, so let's go where the thing that I'm most interested in. I think you all are going to be most interested in this, I hope. Otherwise, I've blown the whole thing. The Access media and the legacy media have kind of mocked us, for covering this, and that's okay. We don't care. I think we've been winning plenty, so I really don't care.
Can I just interject for a second?
Yes.
That paragraph in his story where he said, well, it's the usual thing. They're just doing it for attention, not to inform. What the hell is he doing?
Right.
He's looking for attention. Everybody's looking for attention. So pot, kettle, black.
Kettle. Okay, so
Oprah.
If all signs are now pointing towards them doing something with the sequel trilogy, and we're going to stay in the New Republic era for every single live action show for the foreseeable future, and that's what the Disney executives have demanded, because this wasn't a workshop document that they came and they sat down with Filoni and said, what do you want to do, buddy? This is every executive from Disney was flown in the first week of Josh D'Amaro's reign as CEO. They were all flown simultaneous to San Francisco to hand deliver this document that Bespin Bulletin is reporting on, that apparently we got early reports on, even if we didn't know exactly all the details of it. Lauren, the question for you is, if the sequel trilogy is scooted on by, if that happens, and they've got to recapture the excitement of Star Wars somehow, some way, they got to convince people, give us another chance. Out of all the stories that were told long ago about Luke Skywalker post Return of the Jedi, what do you suppose would be the story they should go with, that they should adapt, if they're going to get Star Wars fans to say, all right, I'll go one more time?
If we're talking New Republic era, and we're talking adaptations of the previous EU, there are two stories that are essential, and there are some that I would consider optional but probably beneficial, and these would be very loose adaptations, but they accomplish specific goals. The first is the Thrawn trilogy, which everybody knows about. The second is the Jedi Academy trilogy. Those both fulfill essential story functions that Disney and Lucasfilm as of yet have not done and must be done to satisfy the audience. The others are, there was a single novel called Tatooine Ghost. This one involves them learning a bit about Anakin and his history. This is Luke and Leia before they know where he came from and how he became Vader. This is sort of filling in the backstory for them. The other is the Black Fleet Crisis trilogy, whose main story I'm not a fan of, but this was before the prequel trilogy came out, and it was Luke trying to learn more about his mother. And so I think they need a story that fulfills that function. The next trilogy I would recommend is the Corellian trilogy, which is centered primarily on Han and his family, but it also gets into the Corellian system itself and some of the weirdness of the Star Wars galaxy. I think this is essential because this is when you're seeing Han's children come of age and you start the handing off of the torch process to the next generation. And then you could jump into the New Jedi Order, which is the big major conflict that has all of the old and the new characters in a massive war throughout the entire galaxy.
So, Culture, we don't know for sure if they're going to get rid of the sequel trilogy, but every sign now points towards something is happening here. I think that the problem with Star Wars has been that people came in with an expectation, and the expectation was, we want the heroes from the originals to still be heroes. Yeah. We want to find out that they have championed and you know, their happy ending continues and they're ready to hand that off, not be sad sacks, not be failures, but also people had been waiting 30 years for Jedi Master Luke, and that was refused to them. Kind of like if you go to a jewelry store and they say, I'm sorry, all we have is ring pops and we will give you no diamonds, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't want the ring pop.
And we will charge you diamond prices for them.
That's right. That's right. And you know what? If a random kid shows up and throws a ring pop at me at a football game, I might appreciate the ring pop, but I sure don't appreciate the ring pop if I'm buying an engagement ring. Culture, what should Disney do? Should they recast Luke? Should they go with CGI animated? Like, how do they give the people what they've been wanting for 30 years, Jedi Master Luke?
I think they go with mocap. They develop Luke and Mara like they should have done long ago. I think they build into the family spirit of Star Wars and continue on a proper a Skywalker saga. I think that's the only way to win back 85% of fans that they've lost. I think and they've already ruined Thrawn. I mean, we just watched some super ridiculousness because of Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, and okay, so that's a great point, because even if they reset the sequel trilogy, if they use Ahsoka to do that, Thrawn is Thrawn. We can't get a fix for Thrawn. That's the Thrawn, right?
Yeah.
Well, Thrawn is also the mechanism by which Mara Jade is introduced. And this goes to developing that later generation of Jedi Knights, because eventually Luke and Mara do marry and have a son.
Yeah.
So if the Skywalker saga is going to continue, you're going to need some Skywalkers.
And what, Lauren, I've heard that Luke in the original stories does not, in fact, try to kill his own son. Is that correct? Nor his nephew.
That is, well, his nephew tries to kill him pretty hard.
It happens, you know.
And
you got a bad time at a Christmas party. Halloween doesn't go well.
Too much vodka. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Too much blue milk. But no, honestly, I'm just gonna say it this way. I think that the Mara Jade Luke story is an interesting one for fans who don't understand. Mara was supposed to eliminate Luke. And then
right, she's the assassin who is turned.
They end up with a beautiful relationship and kids. And,
it's like the opposite of Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn falls in love with the Joker, and she's warped. In the case of Mara Jade, she's a warped assassin who's turned into a beloved wife. Right.
Yeah, and like I said, I would really appreciate that. And then you just use motion capture to recreate Luke. I mean, you could get the kid that sort of looked like him that they used in the Mandalorian season 2.
When you look at how many different people with different faces and different styles have played James Bond, why can't somebody else play Luke Skywalker?
Because it's the convenient excuse for why Solo failed, and they haven't decided to drop that excuse yet.
All right, but
I'm with you. I'm 100% with you, Lou. I mean, they have to be recast.
About Mark Hamill anymore, and there's good reasons for it not to be.
They must. I think they must recast, and I'm fine with that. I have no problem with that. It's time. It's okay. It's okay to recast.
Yeah.
So,
well, I thought that one kid looked pretty much or pretty close to what Luke would have looked like then. I know they did some work to his face, but I think they could gradually, shift that away as he grows older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lauren, would you be happy with that? Would that be satisfactory? Would that bring back Star Wars fans if they scoot the sequel trilogy? It's a world between worlds thing. If you like it, you can still watch it, but we're and then we go to Jedi Master Luke for 4 or 5 years. Would that be okay?
My thought was always that you had to eliminate Ahsoka through the world between worlds, but I also felt that Mara was part of that. So yes, I think she's necessary to the process, and part of that involves explaining why she was not there in the sequel trilogy. There's a story part there that I think is necessary.
Starfighter.
If only.
Lauren, you're going to suffer on that bet. Oh, wouldn't that be great? I want to go see that movie with you. For those who don't know, Lauren and I have a bet about that, and we're gonna go see it together, because if Amy Adams is playing Mara Jade, like the Blues Brothers, the first movie, I'm going to be doing backflips through the aisles of the movie theater, and you're going to be watching a lot of Highlander, Lauren.
Well, we'll see, but I'm still telling you, I don't think that's what they're doing.
All right, folks, you came to hear what we had to say, but trust me, we're here to find out what you have to say. Let's find out right now. Cherokee Bear, he goes by Spring Bear these days, the artist formerly known as Cherokee Bear. For 2, Lorne is not a senior. He was born in 1977.
Buy that man a cheeseburger.
It's getting a little scary now, isn't it, Lauren? The details we've given about Burnt Toast Space Girlfriend for $4.99. Why does Pro sound like those unicorns that stole Charlie's organs on Candy Mountain when he talks like that? Hey, you guys. They took my kidney. Magical Girl Jonas for $4.99. In the name of love. Oh, gosh. Okay, so I was doing Miss Rachel, and now I've got those freaking unicorns stuck in my head. Those freaking unicorns. Sharks with laser beams.
There you go. Yeah, I think that was
good. All right, we're switching the unicorn voice then. In the name of love and eternal friendship, blast the darkness away, Charlie. Blast the darkness away. Love, Charlie. Oh, jeez. Why am I here? Burnt Toast Space Girlfriend for $1.99. Lauren, I'd watch that Star Wars movie. Okay, just shake your head. Fine, that's enough. That's all we're giving now, Lauren?
Well,
you too good for us now to respond verbally to a super chat? You too good now?
Well, you remember long ago I said that I was going to write what I thought the Ray movie script should be, and I did start doing that, and it did involve those plot elements, including Mara Jade. But that's a huge time commitment, and life took me in different directions, and I never got much beyond the beginning.
He made it through half the first page, is what he's saying. Half the first
The
page.
story of my creative life.
I was going to be Picasso, but the stick figures were hard. Burnt Toast Based Girlfriend for 199. I love these corners of YouTube. By the way, the reference to Charlie the Unicorn, let me tell you, we're going way back in the Wayback Machine of the internet, making me think about that, what is the dramatic gopher? What was that the name of the thing? Dun, dun, dun. Or the, what are some of the old great ones? Llamas with hats.
Holy obscurity, Batman.
Whoa, did I bring back a memory for you with llamas with hats?
No, just like some of the deepest, darkest corners are a little terrifying if you go back that far.
You remember Badger, 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 Bush,
Oh, yeah.
Mushroom.
Yeah. Did you guys see the, what's the Home Shopping Network guy with the samurai sword? And they're very Southern. And the guy's like, we've got this katana here for, what is this, Jim Bob? For $50? It's a good, and he's hitting it on and then the katana breaks off the hilt and nails him in the chest. To this day, we can't play it. I mean, it'll be copyrighted, but it's the funniest thing because he goes down and then some, beer belly guy walks onto the stage and says, folks, we may need emergency surgery in the studio. Oh, the days of early YouTube. I tell you. Okay, folks, if you know that one, if you remember that one, you tell us in chat. Burnt Toast Based Girlfriend for $4.99. Star Wars is moving forward, but without the fans that made it the global success it was. Yes. Well, that means it's not going forward, is it, eh? Burnt Toast is back again for $4.99. Ooh, we're halfway there. Bon Jovi agrees. England DG for 2. Nothing inspired me more than Deadbeat Dad Han. What a way to go. And then he followed it up with Father Who Lost His Son and, is living in ultimate grief, Indiana. Yay. England DG for 2. Current era Thrawn was defeated by space whales. His spaceship, though, travels slightly faster than a Segway as it tries to lift off the ground. England DG for 2. Mara is not allowed because gingers are verboten. That's a fancy word that means not allowed, ladies and gentlemen. Valiant Renegade uses it all the time.
It's German.
That explains a lot. Yeah. KB Hugs for $4.99. Splinter of the Mind's Eye would actually be a good way to recast the original cast and be a good faith effort to try and win the fans back. Lauren, what say you?
If they did, it would have to skew closer to the Dark Horse Comics adaptation and not the original novel. They sort of fixed some stuff in the comics adaptation to make it sort of play with the existing canon, but if you were trying to adapt the novel exactly, it pretty heavily contradicts the original trilogy movies and gets into some what would now be considered creepy stuff due to the relationship between Luke and Leia.
10-4.
No.
Chef Eddie for 5. Pro should have to defend his Star Wars medal against Lorne in the trivia contest. Loser has to place the medal on the winner. Okay, wait. Lorne doesn't know about this. Lorne, do you know about it? Can you barely see it behind me? Hang on, let me get it. Hang on. Look. Give me 1 second, please.
Is this like a wrestling belt? What is happening right now?
I don't know. I guess he's got some kind of a trivia medal.
All right, so.
All right.
Good friend of the channel, Gary Ambrosia, who's going to be making more appearances here over time.
Hey, that's the medal from the Battle of Yavin.
Not only that, Lorne. This is not a replica necessarily in the way that you'd expect. This was cast in the original mold that Gary Ambrosia has managed to get his hands on. He's made a very limited number of these. My understanding, I'll hold it up here. My understanding is, let's full screen so people can see this better. My understanding is, Lorne, that something like this typically would go for like $6,500, I think, in an auction. But I think there's only one mold, and he's got it. Wow. And he's not going to use it very often because it's fragile, but this is an amazing gift. I mean, it's just a tremendous gift. I need to show this to you the next time we're in the same vicinity. I realized I had not told you about this yet.
You need to place that around my neck when I win the trivia contest. Is how that's going to work.
This might be a good one for our wager, because you said that you would watch Highlander, and I really haven't been too descriptive on what I would do. So maybe I would part. No, too much.
No. Yeah, way too much.
Lord, read another.
Just in case you decide to.
Counter argument. I would have to watch all of Highlander.
Yeah, but that's a treat compared to sacrificing something of that limited a quantity.
I want you to know, in compensation, Pro, if that happens, I have a different kind of medal that I know you will treasure that I've been thinking of giving you anyway. So maybe when I see you next, you'll see something very special.
Well, I'll tell you this, Lou. I'm not going to say exactly because it would give away some stuff about you, but Lou gave me one time a special piece of apparel that was worn on a production that we shall not name.
And that one.
It is one of my most prized items here in the studio. I don't have it on screen right now, but I love that item, and I'm so appreciative, Lou.
Well, I have two more things along those lines that one of them I can't find, or I would have given it to you long ago, but the other one's been sitting here hanging on a hook with about 12 other things, and I keep thinking I should just give that to Pro. So when
my
next
mother
we meet.
My mother put me on a hook once.
Oh my. But I do want to say before
a lot, by the way.
Before we move on, I do want to say
your potatoes turn purple.
One of the most enjoyable parts of this medal was that it was given to me at ICC-Con.
Oh wow.
Now, ICC-Con is a Star Wars aficionado con. So I'm walking around now with this thing over my, with my lanyard with the ICC-Con thing. And I start seeing people now. I'm getting some people doing double takes because they don't know I'm supposed to be there, and they know, they know who Pro is, and we had some moments like that were really fun. But I think more of the people were looking at this medal, and they were really trying to figure out. They were trying to figure out, that doesn't look like a plastic thing. That looks like real metal. And so a lot of fun, the double takes we got on this thing, and very, very cool. Because you can kind of tell, it's hard to put it close enough to the camera. We'll get some close-up shots of it. You can kind of tell, like, this is a movie prop. This is not made for commercial use. It's got some places on it that just clearly indicate this is a prop.
Did I ever show you that thing I have from History of the World? A friend of mine was a grip on that show, and the big slot machine with the three guys on the torture wheels, and all those coins fall out? I've got one.
Oh my gosh.
And on one head, it's got Mel Brooks' profile, and it says, "In Mel We Trust." I'll show you that sometime.
I love
anyway.
I was trying to think. Lou, one of the coolest things that you have is a poster, but I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, I have a few. But
the Shaken Not Stirred.
Oh, those. Yeah, well.
Oh, yeah.
I have a few of those. But
you have those.
But those were the days.
Those were the days. El Shaddai is Lord, member for 12 months. Hey, wait a minute. 12 months. You know what that means?
Happy birthday!
No, I don't think Star Wars. I feel like I got the emphasis wrong on that sentence, Lauren, don't you? No, I don't.
I don't think Star Wars.
Thank you, El Shaddai. Again, for 5. I don't think Star Wars will survive other failure in the theaters. Well, we'll find out with Starfighter, won't we?
No, it will not. I'm not sure it survived this one.
Well, let's talk real quickly. Is Gosling the right guy?
Oh, I think he's the right guy.
There's nobody better at this point. There's literally, is there anybody better that you could get right now for that movie? Which means if it fails with Ryan Gosling, good Lord.
Charlie Sheen. What? Let's just go nuts. Could you
full
imagine?
Tiger Blood?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay.
Rowan of Strata for 5. Next, you'll have to hit us with impressions of Strong Bad. Salad Fingers.
Yes, I love these salad fingers. What is the thing that he touches with his fingers, Culture?
I couldn't even begin to tell you.
I don't remember.
Numa Numa Guy and other references that don't date us all. That's right. Chocolate Rain. Chocolate Rain. Somebody found Chocolate Rain in the last few days commenting on cop videos. It's literally the chocolate rain guy is sitting there in his house commenting on police videos.
Wow.
The
Gee,
things
I'm
we do.
glad you said that. I thought you heard something else.
Cop, C-O-P.
Good stress with the accent on the right syllable.
Chick-fil-A videos.
Easy now. Easy.
England DG for 5 didn't want to pay for Disney Plus. Arr, pirate. However, I downloaded me some Star Wars. Me wife was not pleased. I needs to buy a new keyboard. I be on the sofa.
Wow.
Can I tell you, Culture, recently I got onto the ferry at Disney World and I looked at the cast member who did not appear to be having a good day and I said, "Yar, be she seaworthy this time?" And they just looked back at me with the hatred of 1,000 suns. They were not, with heat index of 112, they were not amused.
If you have to keep climbing those stairs after every passage across there, I can imagine they had some thoughts about you.
Yar, shall we be passing the Seven Seas Lagoon today? Kenneth LaRoque, member for 30 months. Good evening, paneling. Good evening to you. KB Hugs for 199, Power to the Niners. What's your beef with Highlander? Lorne.
Oh, it's that I hate it.
Well, that sums it up.
That's a strong word. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. John for 5. Charlie Sheen? What are they making? 2.5 Rebels?
Ooh, that would be fun.
All right, and let's get to these wonderful gifted memberships because, ladies and gentlemen, it keeps the ship moving. Yar! We be seaworthy because of you. Eric Stratton dropping 5. Thank you, Eric. And then we've got Scott Westbrook coming in with another 5, getting everybody ready for next week when we've got all kinds of member-exclusive stuff. Patrick Inaway for 5. Here's one, Power Thirst. Any takers? I'll stick with my mocha for the night. Irate Specialist for 2. Thanks for the audio clip. Magical girl video coming soon, Charlie. It'll be wonderful with rainbows and magical sunshines and wonderfulness of rainbows. All right. You know what, though? Before we get to the next story, I just want you all to know that sometimes we begin to miss a friend. And tonight is one such night. For one of our buddies, one of our pals, one of our amigos, our chums, has been switched over on his work time, his typical hours, and we haven't seen him around these here parts for a while. And we just want to say, if he's watching out there, you don't have to super chat, you don't have to do anything. This is not to try to grift that out of you. Just want to say, wherever that Fudge Dora is, we're missing you, Snarky.
In all of feudal Japan, only one bull had the power to explode a sumo with his hooves. Butterbumps.
And I'm literally just playing Butterbumps because I know it makes Lou happy.
I just don't get it. I think it's fun, but I don't understand the connection.
Nobody does. Not even I. I made the thing. I don't know what it is. All right, folks, we've got a different kind of story coming up for the next one, and it's no less important. In fact, it's hugely important. But it's not in the typical area that we go here on the Pro Channel. It's going to take us into gaming. I would love to cover gaming more often, but it's so seldom we do it because YouTube locks you into a certain algorithm. And if we cover gaming, some of our buddies can do it, but we cover it here on the channel. And although so many are interested, it just doesn't get shown. But we have to talk about this because the biggest gamble in the history of entertainment.
The gamble, yes.
Is upon us. The release for Grand Theft Auto 6 has been revealed, and this sucker's going to set you back a little bit. The pricing is kind of nifty, and it might be swifty in trying to convince kids to let go of an entire Benjamin. This is coming to us from Mashable. Alex Perry writing this one. GTA 6 price revealed. What you get for the $99 Ultimate Edition. Folks, we're just going to call it $100. And with taxes, you know how that works. It says if you were looking to lock down a Grand Theft Auto 6 pre-order this week, Rockstar Games just released some very important information about that. Specifically, it's going to cost you a lot. $80 for the standard edition, $100 for the Ultimate Edition. But here's the deal. It turns out you pretty much have to have the $100 edition, or else you are going to be missing out on a huge part of the game, including parts of the map you can't go to unless you pay the $100. Rideout customs are locked behind the $100. One-Eyed Willie's Mod Shop, stock $305. The Salon, Eric Fang Tattoos, and way more. Vehicles, areas. It is going to be a huge thing if you don't have the entire thing. Now, why are they doing this? Why are they going to essentially charge 100 schmackerels for the kiddos to get out there and start running over peeps again? Well, because of this. Look at the price that they've paid to make this game. And this is why this is the biggest gamble in the history of entertainment. I mean, when we talk about movies, for example, when we talk about stuff like The Rise of Palpatine, with a price tag of like $650 or $700 million, or when we talk about, Lord of the Rings, we talk about Avengers. Avengers, it might cost $700 million, but good Lord, that doesn't even come to the halfway point of Grand Theft Auto. They have $2 billion and 13 years invested into this. If this does not win, they all are going down. In fact, folks, if we were to compare this to the most expensive structures ever built on the planet, this would be the 15th most expensive structure ever built, and it's a video game. Pac-Man got real expensive real fast. So, here's the deal. I would say that if Grand Theft Auto goes belly up, so does their distributors, so does the studios, Rockstar, Take-Two, everybody is in trouble. This game must win. There is too much. Like, they have bet the entire house. They have bet multiple houses on this, and they're betting that kids will put in $100. There's two aspects, guys, that I'd like to talk about here. One is whether or not you think people will be willing in the numbers they have to have. They have to have, you divide $2 billion by $100 and you'll figure out how many people have to buy this game for them to break even. But, and by the way, they can do that over like 10 years. The timeline here is crazy. Maybe. AI can change a lot of this and they might be screwed. But the other part of this, Culture, I want to go to you first. The other part of this is they're also gambling with whatever is in this game. If they bet on woke, the amount of money they could lose by going woke or by trying to be socially correct, politically correct, there is a certain tenor of these Grand Theft Auto games, and if they've changed it for the era we just went through with Sweet Baby and all that stuff, this could get real ugly real fast, and the amount of money on the line is beyond anything we've ever seen before, ever in entertainment. Your thoughts, Culture?
I would think that a point of contention is going to be the fact that I'm going to pay $100 for this game, and I'm not getting a physical copy of the game.
Now, is that for sure? Because there are rumors that they might put out, a disc somewhere, some way, somehow, blah, 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 blah.
How? If you're buying this, if you're pre-ordering it, they're delivering it digitally. How are you getting a physical copy? You going to turn that code in for a disc? And look, this all leads into what you were saying. At $100, if everybody goes for the $100 edition, which includes everything, including the extended areas of the map and the rest of the story, let's say, this is like a game with built-in DLC that you may not be able to get in the future unless you buy it all at once.
You got to buy the 100. The 80 is silly.
Yeah.
I don't know why they even did the 80 except to insult, people who have to go with 80. I don't know what the point is.
And then you have to. They need to sell 20 million copies of this game. How many copies of the GTA 5 did they sell across?
Say that again. How many copies did you say, Culture?
I think it's 20 million copies.
There are people who fell out of their chair right then. Let me run the math on that. You said 20 million copies, okay?
Well,
20 million.
That's a guess.
Times 100. Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna tell you. That would get them. Yeah, get them to 2 billion. But that's not a return on investment then. That's that's literally just break even.
Break even. And that's if they don't, again, if there's very little cost to the plastic box they're selling you, in the cover. So maybe let's say that they're going to miss $1 out of that 100. So they're only getting $99 It doesn't matter. The point being, by not producing a disc, that's another way that they save money, and they don't do the customers any service. It's all about control. They're trying to turn this into a subscription model, which is what eventually GTA 5 became with the online play. So they haven't really done a great job of doing that with the Cowboy series that they made, Red Dead Redemption, but they did a great job of making it a monthly service for with the shark cards and getting people to buy in to play new things on their online portal.
So here's what they're counting on, though, Culture. They're counting on they have to do Skyrim numbers in terms of copies sold to justify this.
Well, but GTA 5 was the biggest game ever. I don't think there's ever been a game that sold more copies across 3 platforms. 3 different generations of platforms. That's what I meant to say the first time around. Because, I mean, that game's been selling for 1,000 years. I don't know. I mean, it seems like a long time since we've, had a new GTA. I could be wrong. And you can look up the sales numbers. I mean, it was released back in 2013. So, we're over a decade later, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. And look, I'm one of those guys that's going to want to play this. Now, I'm going to be a little disappointed because there are less protagonists to play as, which means I'm going to be stuck with more stories that maybe I don't want. And you're right. I mean, if they played the wrong direction with this, it's going to be a real problem.
Well, the risk is insane. I mean, and because they're trying to thread a needle here. The previous GTA games are so offensive, and that's built in the brand. They're supposed to be offensive. But they have developed this at a time when being offensive was not allowed to anybody in any kind of minority state, and we've been through the defund era that a lot of people want to pretend never happened now. But this was developed during that time. I mean, Lou, when you hear about something being developed for 13 years in entertainment, even if it's a video game, 13 years and a $2 billion price tag, how does that even get approved, Lou?
Well,
I mean,
but see, here's my question. They've been selling the previous version all this time, right?
Yeah.
So it would be very interesting, we'll never get it, to see a chart of sales. In other words, were they still selling well in the 5th year, in the 7th year, in the 9th year? Was it just it was out there and so people bought it? The demand would be measured by that. But what I don't understand about this is that the model usually is you put out the $80 game and you wait 6 months and you charge for a DLC to add the extra stuff, right?
Sure.
So why is that a bad model versus doing it this way?
Well, because essentially the way they've got this structured now is you have to play the game as it's intended, you must have the $100 copy.
Then to hell with the 80.
Well, that's what I say.
Take it or leave it.
So what I think they're doing here, and maybe, listen, they've got actuaries. When you got this kind of money on the line, they've got actuaries and accountants they've studied this.
Yeah.
I think the play here, and I would not, I'm not trying to, I don't want to step on the wisdom they have because they probably know exactly what they're up to, and it may work. The reason for the 80 might be they're saying they've done research that says parents will buy in at 80 or grandparents will buy in at 80 for the holidays for a Christmas gift or whatever. And then the kid will get they'll get to the 100 mark. I don't know if it'll cost them 20, 30, 40, whatever it does to get the rest of the stuff. But the kid will pay it, in January because they can't have half the game.
Well, but the question is, are the $80 buyers going to be new to the game altogether? Are they going to be the next generation that says, oh, I've heard about this and I never got it, and the new one came out, I'll try the new one and I'll pay the 80? Because in a way, they won't know what they're missing in the sense that they've never had the experience before. You see what I mean?
Well, I think what's going to make that difficult is, when they drive up to a certain point and then it says, sorry, you've got to have this to go into this area of the city. That's going to be like, well, darn. It's like toll roads. They've essentially built in toll roads into a game and this is rated like the highest you can go. It's not really. I mean, you can go higher. Lauren, you are a great purveyor of video games, and I know you have other gamers in your orbit. What's your feel on this, Lauren? You might know better than the rest of us. Is this going to work? Is this something everybody's waiting for? Will this kill Fortnite, and all the kiddos will be playing this instead?
I'm going to put on my real life fake wizard hat and say, punish them. Punish them. Do not buy. Do not give them your money. Don't buy it at the lower price point. Send a message that we will not accept these kinds of predatory practices and demand better from your software publishers.
Why?
And people will buy it anyway.
Why though, Lauren? What is predatory, you think, about it?
Right now, it started with DLC. It ended up going to live service games and everything else. They want to monetize every aspect of gaming in every way that they can.
Lauren, just because you've told me now for a decade, ever since I knew you, way back in the day, you have been telling me that you got hosed buying that horse armor in Oblivion, and you've never let it go.
Yeah, did you know that in Return to Monkey Island, they give you a useless inventory item that is horse armor?
Horse armor is really, I mean, way to go, Bethesda. It's still a meme. Still a meme to this day.
Monkey Island, you mean the house that Lucas ignored, or Disney rather, when they bought Lucas.
That's true. Way to go, Lou.
I mean, geez.
So, Lauren, you know nobody's going to actually do that, right? Like, they're not going to... They didn't do it with Nintendo. They're not going to do it now.
I don't think that's true. I think that they have tried really hard to push the $80 price point for new games, and I think a lot of people are saying no. They will wait. They'll wait years until you get to Steam sales, and then they'll think about purchasing it if they get over the anger at the predatory practices. You're right. There's some people that are always going to pay the premium, but I think that the economy's a lot tighter now. I think people have a lot of other entertainment options. People learned a lot during COVID about how to entertain themselves when all of the normal avenues were taken away.
I got 2 cans and a piece of string, man. It was great.
And I think AAA has shot themselves in the foot real hard in the last few years, and I think they're continuing to do so.
So,
the
Lauren, here's
due for a crash.
Here's why they're not coming out at 60. So, if you run the numbers, they would have to have 33 million people buy this game at $60. And the problem with that is, I mean, they could do it, right? And they will do that over a very long period of time. But the problem is this game is so graphically intensive that it can only run on a few systems. And the PC master race, as they call them, is going to be hard-pressed to get the parts now to upgrade to be able to do this because of the AI stuff. So that's why I think they had to increase this cost. Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you, I think that's why the number is what it is. I think they're looking at 33 and saying, it might take us 8 years, 10 years.
This is the exact same issue that has hit the Steam Machine launch, which is something that I'm very salty about. It's not Valve's fault, but I do blame the industry because the industry is pushing things in such a way where they do not want you to own local compute. They want to rent you compute time by moving everything to a service, software as a service. I do not want software as a service. I want to be able to do what I want to do with my computer that I own, that I can build and upgrade at my leisure to have the capabilities that I want for a price point that I agree to. If you're not going to give me that, then I'm going to look for every possible alternative to punish you until you get the message.
Yeah, but. And my yeah, but is this. I have no idea. You guys might even have a number for this. The average avid gamer, however you define that, what do they spend a year?
Oh, $200 to $400 maybe.
So if my point is, they're not just giving you a higher priced game, they're freezing out their competitors because they're sucking up a bigger percentage of the potential draw. You see what I mean?
Yep.
So there's that, as a motivation too. They're saying when the end of the year is ended and people talk about who bought what and which company won, we win because nobody had any money left to buy the other guys.
I don't think that's really working the way you think it does, because I think that Pro hit on the important part of the conversation here.
I'm sorry, Lou, but I'm more apt to agree with him now that he agrees with me. He's a great negotiator.
The publishers, the AAA publishers, keep pushing for greater graphical fidelity, which requires greater graphical hardware, which
can't run it on Switch.
Which is now becoming harder and harder to find because the AI data centers need them. And as such, AAA is dying in a lot of ways. They are charging too much. They are spending too much in trying to build these giant epics. When it comes down to gaming, fun is fun. If something has lower graphical quality but provides me with entertainment at a lower price point, I'm entertained.
Well, I'm living proof of that, Lauren, because I still play Civilization 4. because it's a better game than the two that have come since, even if it's not as sophisticated visually.
Which is precisely my point. You see a giant influx of people doing retro gaming, emulating, playing older titles, and they're cheaper, and Steam sales are ubiquitous. Entertainment is just, am I having fun? And it turns out there's lots of ways of having fun. Great graphics are great, but great gameplay trumps it. And that means that these people are spending too much.
By the way, folks, you can come check us out at the Southeast Game Exchange, July 17th through the 19th at Greenville, South Carolina. Friday, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We'll be debuting a game that we've been developing behind the scenes and in an open beta for our members here on the channel. Come check it out. We'll be playing the game. It's a puzzle game, and we can't wait to show it off to you. You can come check it out. Again, Greenville, South Carolina, July 17th through 19th. Culture, you get the final word.
I am going to say something controversial.
That's not great for a final word.
I will be not purchasing this game the day it releases. Unlike
you mean the game that I developed? How dare you, sir?
No. Yours is free. I'll definitely do that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
No. GTA.
Power to the people.
GTA 6. I will not be buying day one.
I thought you were going to buy 3 copies.
I'll not pre-order it. I won't buy it. I will watch other people play it for the story. I will be able to at least measure how woke it is, how much they gave into the messaging, and I'll be able to decide for myself if it's worth it. But the problem is that without a physical disc, and this would probably occupy 2 discs, it's that big of a game. There's no incentive for me to buy this game. Because and I'm not the only one. There are retailers that aren't going to sell the game because there is no physical disc with it. And I'm going to say it this way: despite what Zelnick told CNBC in an interview a couple of months ago, that there would be a huge physical presence for this game, just not a physical presence on disc of the game. I think there's bigger things afoot at the Circle K here. So, yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, folks, we'll circle back to GTA 6. We'll find out if they've got more tricks up their sleeve to convince folks, consumers like Culture Casino, to pony up a Benjamin. Lauren says no. Lou says it's going to happen either way. And I say, folks, we'll pay attention to it because, again, it is the biggest gamble we've ever seen in the history of entertainment. $2 billion invested. And that's why they are charging an arm and a leg to get in to the latest adventures in Grand Theft Auto.
Commander Cody, the time has come, homie. Execute Order 66. I'm still alive, motherfucker. Riding in the gunship, me and my squad. Thought we was day ones, now they coming in too hot. I deflected every blaster just to keep you in the mix. When did y'all start playing? Hit me with that 66. Got my 5-0 first boys with my day one shooters. I have had it with these motherfucking dancing clone troopers. These clones ain't loyal. Felt it when my homies died. Clones ain't loyal. Watch my boy Kiadi Monday die. These clones ain't loyal. There ain't nowhere for you to hide. Clones ain't loyal. The chosen one, crispy and
All right, folks, let's get to the super chats and see what you have to say. And, I was just noticing here in the studio, I like to keep the studio, fresh and clean and smelling good and all that kind of things. Culture, I've got a candle. You know those little melting things, the little lamps that go over the candles now? You don't actually burn the wick. You just put the lamp over the top of it. It makes the whole room smell good.
Yeah.
Here in the studio, I've got one going right now, and it's like spring flowers or something. And I realized, Culture, that given the kind of stuff we do here, and given that we cover Disney and all that, I want a candle that smells like the lobby of the Polynesian.
Ooh.
Back in the day, back when they had the waterfall. What would I do? What is that smell, Culture?
Well, plumeria or jungle gardenia?
Yeah, I would think it'd be a combination of both of those, but definitely plumeria.
Mixed with bromine, right?
Oh, yeah, you definitely have bromine because of the waterfall that used to be in there. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm going to look and see. Can we get a candle that has bromine smell? And is that
yeah.
lethal in some way?
They actually have one for Pirates of the
There's an
Caribbean.
outfit that does Disney candles.
Oh my gosh, you're right. There is a magic candle company
Yeah.
that
Been around
sells
long
a
time.
bromine scented candle.
Yep.
No way. Okay. All right. Can we get a that is actually something that we would do a sponsorship if we could. You know, we'll talk to them. We'll talk to them. All right, Super
I've
Chats.
seen them on other channels, so I'm sure they're willing.
Blah 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 for 5. It's not a grift. It's for Snark Dog. You know what? Bring back the snark. We need the snark. It's not the same place around here when the snark is dark. We've got Fall Hard, which I love. Well, please, can we make that be a... Never mind. We'll just $20. Lauren's only 2 years older than me. What happened to you? Must have been tragic. You don't have to share. Also, love the book collection behind you, Pro. I knew there was a reason I liked you. Let's see. What do we got? We got Calvin and Hobbes over here. Up above, I don't know if you can see. Oh, barely. Let me see if I can. Just barely in the top right. The DeLorean is sitting on Maps of Meaning by Dr. Jordan Peterson, my favorite book of all time. And actually above that, which is not in view right now, it sometimes is, depending on the layout. But above that is the... Oh, let's see, what's the name of it? Dennis Prager's... Is it the Logical Bible? Is it the... I can't remember the name exactly, but it's a great one. Rational Bible. Thank you, Lauren. Dennis Prager. It's a great one. All right. Lauren, do you want to respond to that? I kind of just, maybe I went too quick.
Well, the answer is a lot of things. I aged about 25 years and about 15. There were a lot of things that did happen, so yes.
Lauren, I think you look good.
I do look good.
You do look good. That picture of me, you, and Culture at Dollywood. Maybe I should pull that up. You do not look like an aged man. Hang on. We need to get that up on the screen just so people can see. You're a sharp looking fellow.
Yeah, but he was eating chicken and he was at Dollywood. Why wouldn't he look young?
He had ice cream dripping all over his beard. He was so
I remember
happy.
That, yes.
Oh, yeah, in his pants.
And what is the story, Lauren? Because while you were eating the ice cream, you said something to the effect of, I haven't eaten ice cream with a beard. How long has it been since you had ice cream?
Well, I've eaten ice cream. I hadn't eaten an ice cream cone. And honestly, when I got to thinking about it, I couldn't remember the last time I'd eaten an ice cream cone. And it was obvious because I didn't have to try and figure out how to eat it the last time.
But you had ice cream though at some point. Like it's not been decades since ice cream.
Sure, but
Okay.
trying to do it with a cone was a different experience.
So this is a photo from of us at Dollywood, and you look at you. You are a slim and trim. Both you and Culture are slim and trim fellows. Apologies on the blurriness. It's Fake Wizard. He took the photo, honestly. And Fake Wizard, to take this photo, had to sit down on the ground because he's so freaking tall.
Yeah, he's a tall fella.
They call him a behemoth of a man. All right, we've got Archer Merchant for 2. Iger talking again shows he can't handle background.
Absolutely.
We're going to cover that tomorrow. Iger blew up the whole Jimmy Kimmel narrative. He blew every bit of it up. And I bet the folks at Disney are so pleased about that. Just so happy that Bob decided to spout off again. Lauren, get ready. We hit the super chat goal. Stump the Lauren is coming up. Patrick getting away for 5. If GTA 5 is woke, then Rockstar will choke. 6, I believe. We've got Archer Merchant for 5. No physical, I agree, turns off many from purchase. We've got England EG for 5. If you live in Norway and give birth on November 19th, you get GTA 6 for free. I told my pregger's wife to hold our baby. She punched
Clench,
me.
honey, clench. 2 more days.
I don't think it works that way. Fall Hard has become a YouTube member. Welcome aboard. Neo is the one, and for 2 says Rockstar made most of money on the online mode. Yeah, I can only imagine how much Gray Still Plays is going to grow that YouTube channel based on this one. Have you guys seen that channel before? Gray Still Plays, the guy who does the GTA mods. Totally ridiculous. I recommend it. If you can't go to sleep at night and you need just something frivolous and silly, won't give you nightmares, Gray Still Plays. Great YouTube channel where the guy just does increasingly ridiculous challenges driving through like Hot Wheels style tracks in the sky. Archer Merger for 2, GTA 5 lifetime allegedly $230 million behind Minecraft. Steve still digging. Rowan Estrada for 5, that or it'll keep us going to indie games, which are genuinely some of the most successful ones nowadays. There you go.
That one pirate game looks intriguing. I'm going to have to pick that up.
Speaking of which, folks, check out Southeast Game Exchange this July 17th through 19th in Greenville, South Carolina. You can meet me, Nerdronic, Critical Drinker, Wizard, Lorne, Culture, Valiant Renegade, the Force of Light Girls, Marvin.
Have the authorities in Greenville been informed that all 3 of you will be in the same place at the same time?
We've been forbidden from the state, but we're going to sneak in anyway.
The riot squad might want to know about that.
We've got the sporks and the spoons ready to dig our way in.
Oh, okay.
Didn't you know a Taco Bell spork will dig much better than a spoon? It's got those little tiny teeth on it that you can...
Really?
No, you didn't? Okay. Noob.
What
Total
do you
noob.
dig at Taco Bell? I mean, it's all in shells and handheld.
Yo
isn't it?
Cuero.
Oh, yeah, well... If you say
so. For 5, 27 out of 30, a really bad sounding Borg destination for the goal. And we hit it, folks. We got that goal. Patrick Getaway for 5. I'm with Lou makes more sense and quicker recoup to sell at the $100 level. But they better hope there's a lot of demand. There are other games out there. What's another big game coming out this holiday season, guys? What's taking on GTA 6?
I'm excited about Galactic Racer. It's not going to be of the same kind of a demand, but it actually looks surprisingly good.
Well, there you go. I'm hoping that World of Warcraft Classic Plus, what are they calling that? I can't remember now, but they're developing World of Warcraft Classic as if they got to put in everything they ever, came up with. A lot of that stuff got cut, so they're doing that, and I'm excited about playing that if it's done well. Blah 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 for 5 says goal. Thank you. John for 5. Heck, I played Civilization 2 for 25 years until my disc broke.
Nothing
Lou,
worse
what's
than
your
a broken disc?
Lou, what's your how is it you win in Civilization? What's your strategy you go with?
Well, I mean, I'm always going for...
you military guy?
No. I like to get to the spaceship and moving on to the other planets,
Yeah.
Then you can just keep going forever.
You're the Elon Musk of the Civilization world.
That's it. That's
yeah,
it.
the tech victory. And then actually they developed a Civilization game, space game, where you develop another planet.
It was okay, but it wasn't as good.
No, but the 2 games that came after
because to me the game is not just about battles and whatever. It's about denying resources to the other guys. It's about getting to the right places first and owning them.
Land mass.
What are the ways you can win? You can win through military, like you can conquer the world.
You can conquer the world by eliminating everybody else.
You can tech your way to another planet. What are the other ways you win?
Oh gosh.
There's like 6, right?
About 4 or 5, I think. Yeah, but I don't.
There's a cultural victory,
right?
Cultural
victory. A certain number of cities with a high level of culture in them.
Yeah, if you develop if your culture overpowers all the other cultures and they all adopt your religion, and your culture.
That's the religious win,
right?
And then
but there's also I think it's 3 cities of higher culture than a certain number, and then everybody else you win for that.
Is there an economy win, an economic win?
Not directly.
Okay. I got to get back into that. Stop playing Roller Coaster Tycoon and get back into Civilization.
Speaking of which, they've got announced that they're going to do something new now.
Oh, I hope so. I hope it's good because
not Tycoon. Pardon me, Planet.
Oh, Planet Coaster.
Planet Coaster has supposedly a whole new game coming.
Well, cool.
In addition to, they just put out a DLC of parades, and people are simulating Disney parades. I've seen a couple of guys playing that. So
very cool.
Lego Batman is the only other game this year that's releasing because it doesn't feel like it's going to be competing with GTA 6. Everybody else in the AAA window was trying to avoid GTA 6.
Do we know when the Ocarina of Time remake's coming out?
Isn't it beginning of next year?
Maybe that's why I'm asking you. I don't know. If I knew, I would have asked you.
Oh, would have been. I think it's sometime in early 2027.
Ron of Strata for 5. Speaking of popular indie games, Mecha Chameleon. Stream when? LOL. We're going to be adding a lot to that gameplay. Hang tight. We're bringing in more content, more purveyors of content. John for 5. It's all about that bass. About that bass. No rebels. All right, Megan. England for 5. Upgraded my PC by kidnapping Brent Spiner. Spinner? Plugged him into my PCI CPU RAM. PC is now super powered. He does keep asking for Aldebaran whiskey, though.
Yeah, that's data from Star Trek.
Yeah, positronic theft auto or something, I guess it would be.
There you go.
I would recommend installing Tron instead. Archer Merchant for 230 million copies. The Witcher 3 team Dawnwalker game.
Oh, wow.
There you go. And again, we want to say a huge thank you to Captain Nemo for those 50 at the beginning. Great to have such support out there. All right, gentlemen, we need to get these next two stories out so that Culture and Lou can start the Hollywood Backlot with you on their time at 11 p.m. So, folks, we're going to do back-to-back stories. Then we'll do Stump Lorne, and we'll send you on over to the Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you on time tonight, if at all possible.
Ooh.
So let's talk about the next story. It's an interesting one indeed. We don't do a lot of Disney anymore, at least Disney World. We cover Disney, the company, but Disney World and Disneyland, not our jive anymore. A lot of that has to do with the collapse of interest in the parks. People aren't going to the parks in the same level. People aren't interested in what's happening in the parks as much. They're kind of like, yeah, we know they've really damaged it. But folks, when it comes to a story like this, we just can't stop. We got to hit it. What are we talking about? Well, it turns out somebody decided to go down Splash Mountain without a boat. Splash Mountain turned Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Takes you down a plunge, but, well, almost always it's with a boat. This time, not so much. According to thatparkplace.com by Marvin Montanero, a teenager fell down Tiana's Bayou Adventure, took a 50-foot plunge after exiting the ride vehicle. There's a picture of, people going down the ride. It says a frightening incident at Disneyland has raised new questions about guest safety after a 13-year-old boy exited a ride vehicle on Tiana's Bayou Adventure and went down the attraction's iconic 50-foot drop. We'll talk about why this is actually a problem for Disney in just a minute. You could say, guests should know better, but hang tight. I'm going to explain why maybe that's not quite the case here. According to Fox News, the incident occurred Sunday evening on Disneyland's Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the log flume attraction that replaced Splash Mountain in 2024. Here is video captured from a cell phone. TMZ, who we despise, but we're stuck covering this with their eyes. TMZ has this one. Again, we just can't stand them. They're awful people, but here we go. No audio on this, but there you can see the boy. In fact, we'll full screen that for you. There goes the boy down. Everybody see the boy in the middle there? Down head first. I mean, this is really bad.
Ouch.
Yeah, head first down the log flume. And you can see there in full speed down the flume.
I'm awful, but I want to know whether that thing that takes your picture at that point worked and took his picture.
Wouldn't that be interesting in the future lawsuit that we're sure will happen? Disneyland officials confirmed that the teen exited his ride vehicle before reaching the attraction's final descent. A Disneyland spokesperson told Fox News that a cast member immediately stopped the ride after becoming aware of the situation. The teenager was transported to a local hospital for evaluation, was later released. We'd be covering this a different way if this had resulted in the end of a life or grave damage. That does not seem to be the case. It says, while Disney has not released extensive details about exactly how the incident unfolded, witnesses who discussed the situation online painted a dramatic picture. According to Fox News, several guests reported seeing the boy slide down the attraction's steep final drop before emergency personnel were there. One Reddit user who claimed to be riding the attraction at the time said passengers witnessed the teenager fall moments before the ride came to a stop. Here's the quote. He attempted to exit the ride vehicle at the top of the final drop. The ride stop mechanism failed to engage or was already past the threshold. And by the way, we've heard it was past the threshold. It was already moving downward for the vehicle to enter free fall. And so that seems to be what did happen. The teenager tried to exit. Now, here's the thing. People could say, people should know better. This is a guest error. This is a parent error, whatever. The problem is that my understanding, Culture, you correct me if I'm wrong, at Disneyland, Tiana's Bayou Adventure is single passengers in the logs, right? Like there's a single passenger row, single passenger row, single passenger, right?
Yeah, that's the way it used to be. It was like long bench style that you straddled. Yeah.
Okay. So let's say that you have somebody, and I don't know the state of this teenager, okay? But let's say you have a teenager who is on the spectrum, all right? Or any young person, any adult who's on the spectrum, and just they get to the top of the thing and they suddenly say, I'm not going to do this. I'm getting off right now. That's how this happens. And well, let me say this. I don't know this person, but that's how it could happen, hypothetically.
Yeah.
And Culture, the other thing about this too is, I think where Disney might be in trouble is I have always thought, ever since Splash Mountain opened, and I don't know why they didn't fix this when they did Tiana's Bayou Adventure. They were really good at breaking things, not good at fixing things, apparently. But I've always thought this is a ride that needs a safety, harness, seatbelt, lap bar, something.
You better believe it'll get one now.
Yes, for this very reason, because there are multiple drops, and it was just a matter of time until somebody did something that caused them to exit the vehicle. It took this long for it to happen, but Culture, I got to say, I think Disney should be a little bit worried about this, and they need to be, like Lou said, installing lap bars or seatbelts as fast as they can. I don't know why it doesn't have a seatbelt.
You would think Cal OSHA will make them do it at this point, whether they want to or not.
You would think now Cal OSHA allowed it to be reopened, of course, but
consider this. I mean, Log Jammer and other flume style attractions never really needed restraints. Like
the one at Knott's Berry Farm doesn't.
That's what I said. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just talking in the immediate vicinity. There are examples.
Six Flags, Log Jammer, and a few of the other ones.
Let me say this, just for clarity. This is Walt Disney World's version, which has 2 passengers. Yeah. Culture, my understanding is it's still 1 passenger
it's
in California.
Single file line. Yeah. It seats like 6 to 7 people. Maybe they go with seatbelt restraints. I mean, I can't see them reworking the logs because they would have to rework everything.
Why not a seatbelt, Culture? Why not a seatbelt? That would have stopped this, and it would stop a kid or a teenager who's being silly from getting out.
It could also stop the ride. It could foul up the mechanism.
Is it because with these are water vehicles, so they don't have seatbelts on Pirates, they don't have seatbelts on Small World. Of course, Pirates has a teeny weeny itsy bitsy drop in comparison. Is it because there's a liability if one of these logs were to sink?
Pirates at Disneyland has two drops.
Yes, and they're much bigger than the ones at Disney World.
Way big, yeah.
But they're still not. They're still not Splash Mountain size.
No. But there is a decent sized one into the caverns. Regardless, that's not the point. It's that I would be concerned if I were to put safety belts on the single file logs, that they could become loose during the course of the attraction and foul the mechanisms in the log and making it more dangerous for people to ride.
Okay, hold on. Explain, what do you mean by that?
Well, there's a number of mechanisms at play when you're riding on one of these flume rides. You have the way that they do the blocks. Like you're about to go up this area. There's actual blocks that pop into place. You can hear them popping into place behind the log, so that if this all of a sudden loses its ability to traverse upwards, it doesn't go backwards. It just
what does that have to do with the seatbelt, though?
No, well, because if
you detached it and you flipped it over the side and it jammed one of those things out there in the water.
Yeah.
Oh, so if somebody were to undo their seatbelt and toss it out.
And then the entry gate, or even if one became loose because there wasn't a passenger, and like, for example, there are control gates throughout this attraction as well. And they are used even more frequently now because Tiana requires specific, points at which, man, that is such a terrible fall.
The report we have, Culture, and I want to be careful.
Yeah.
Really careful. The report that we have is that perhaps somebody tried to pull this individual, and we kind of see that maybe. In fact, it looks very much like that. I want to be careful, but it may have been that somebody tried to pull the individual back in because they were exiting, and that's how we get into this weird situation.
Oh, okay, all right. Regardless, it looks rough, and I feel bad for that young person.
It's amazing that they're alive. It's amazing that they were able to just be released to the hospital. That's a horrible fall.
Yeah, you would think there would be certainly
there's
potential for concussion, if not broken bones and other problems.
Well, the only thing that saves them here is that the boat is designed to speed through that once it gets to the bottom, and the human body, I would assume, would not speed through like that. So that cleared the boat out of the way so they didn't collide with the boat at the end.
Well, and again, that's all because of other mechanisms that are part of the logs, which are wheels and things like that allow it to traverse certain areas quickly and smoothly, like the oopsie-doos that are in the dark portion of the attraction. But look, all I know is this: installing a restraint system is going to be a challenge. I'm not sure how they'll do it. I imagine they'll be forced to do it. But this ride would have been out of compliance a long time ago, which is why we don't see a lot of flume rides in.
How did they manage to redo it? And because you said it would be out of compliance, how did they manage?
Because they didn't change the path of the ride. They just changed the scenery around it. It got grandfathered in.
Yeah, it didn't change the structure. There's no structural changes, nothing other than maybe the construction of Tiana's Tower. But that would have been, the equivalent of a renovation on your property to add a garage. So that would have to be compliant. But yeah,
all I'm saying is this never happened when Splash Mountain was here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, for how many years? And it hadn't happened. Oh, God.
It was the briar patch. Nobody was going to get out seeing that a briar patch was coming up. That's a little extra scary. You don't want to go up against the thorns. Anyway. Bad joke, bad time.
I just, this obviously will all be figured out, and everybody will sue everybody, and we'll find out what the result is.
That's exactly right.
But of all the things that you might have worried about in the past about going to a park, whether it's Disney's or anybody else's, you worried about maybe getting sunburned. You may be worried about eating something that made you unwell. You worried about long lines and parking and high prices. Safety suddenly is a big concern everywhere, and it didn't used to be. And I don't think that's luck. I think that's a degradation of the systems, and it's a damn shame.
Well, it's also a cultural issue. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now, here's what we're going to have to say, though, guys. We gave Disneyland a very hard time, and appropriately so, for that video we did recently. I don't remember if we did it on this channel or TPP, but we covered the guests being abandoned in the Haunted Mansion and told, find a way to evacuate. We're not coming to help you. And we ripped them. By the way, this is the fall, which is essentially the same. You can see how fast the boat goes through. That's what saved this kid. But we ripped Disneyland cast members. We need to say on this one, though, to the cast members who immediately stopped the ride, you did exactly what you were supposed to do.
Because if another boat had come down behind him and hit him, that would have been really, really, really bad. And that's
it's over.
Quick thinking that the cast members really saved the day.
Would have probably dislodged the boat that came behind, would have harmed the other guests. I mean, that would have been horrible. This is something that had not happened in 30 plus years. And yet the cast member was diligent and knew exactly what to do. Excellent training, excellent execution of stopping the attraction. Lauren, your thoughts as you watch what we've been talking about, this kid going down. It's amazing they're alive. I mean, it really is amazing that they're alive.
Yeah, when I saw the footage, I had heard about it before I saw the footage, and so I heard, there was a drop. I wasn't really considering the size of the drop. I was just thinking, okay, minor accident. Then I saw the footage, and it's like, this is horrific. This is some of the scariest footage I think I've ever seen. This kid,
he's going head first, isn't he?
Yeah. I think this kid blew every luck token that he possibly had for life. So
he should be buying a lottery ticket the very same day. I'll tell you that.
I tell you what, I would be extremely careful for the rest of my life now, because I think you used up every last favor that your guardian angel had.
I think you're exactly right. And folks, the bottom line here is, if you have, and again, we don't know about this kid, but if you have somebody in your party who, for whatever reason, you think might, do something like this, make sure that you are riding rides with them beside them so they don't. And if there is a single rider thing where it's, one person per row, you got to think about it. You got to say, you know what? Sometimes they do things that are just very unexpected, and we're going to make sure that doesn't happen here. There you go, folks. That's the story, and we're sticking to it. We're just really glad in this case everybody came away safe and okay. It likely should have gone the other way, but we're happy. We're so happy that luck prevailed. All right, folks, we are going back to the Bespin Bulletin now because we're talking about the leak from Star Wars, this roadmap thing that apparently was hand-delivered by Josh D'Amaro, Dana Wald, and Alan Bergman and the rest to Lucasfilm, telling them, here's what you're going to do. Here's what you're going to do. This was not Disney execs sitting down and saying, we need to talk and come up with a plan together. This was them going and delivering this, and I want to explain what I think happened. And you guys, if you disagree, you push back. But I think that the reason this roadmap is left a little blurry, I think it's intentional. I don't think executives wanted to put in high specificity exactly what's going to happen, lest this leak, which it did. It leaked. Okay. So I think that the idea, if they wanted to do this in specificity, they could have just done it with a Zoom call. They could have done it with an email. But I think that because of the need to keep this secret, they flew in Josh D'Amaro and Dana Walden and Alan Bergman and the rest to Lucasfilm in the first week of Josh D'Amaro's reign with this as an outline. And then I think that Josh D'Amaro probably pulled Filoni to the side and they said, here's what this really means. This is why we're here, because behind closed doors, we need to say, this is how this is going to work. Okay. Now, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about right now what appears to be a mandate to slash the budgets after the crash of Mandalorian and Grogu, as well as Ahsoka and Acolyte and all the rest. Here's where we're going to go with this, okay? AI will be used, and this is going to be controversial, but we're going to talk about it. Now, the only reason right now that you would be using AI in the way that they're going to, there are other reasons to use it, but the reason I think they're using it this way, and we'll explain, is to reduce budgets. That's all I see. And maybe also we're going to see the same sort of thing for Avatar, since they can't make those movies anymore either with the current methods and break even. But here's what it says. Here's what came out of this document that was taken over to Dave Filoni. It says AI tools have been listed for use when it comes to live action visual effects and environments. Now, visual effects, that covers a lot of stuff. But it at least covers everything CGI could do. And environments. Now, when you combine AI with the volume, I want people to understand, we may not be just talking about generative AI right now in the sense of videos or, images. There are new AI world models that are being built where you can transverse these areas. You can traverse these areas in AI in much the same way that you would build a 3D model, but it's not exactly the same. That might be part of what they're talking about. It says this makes a ton of sense for Disney, who are invested in Epic Games and their Unreal Engine tech that powers the volume. I think that has absolutely nothing. I think that's conjecture from Bespin Bulletin, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't think that has anything at all to do with AI. Am I wrong about that, Lore and Culture, guys? Am I wrong that
I think you're right?
I can't see how Unreal Engine has anything whatsoever to do with AI. It's a completely different thing.
I could see a way, but it depends on whether they want to multi-purpose the environments that they're creating. The stuff that they've been doing in the volume is created in the Unreal Engine. If you're just not having artists do that, but having it be developed by AI procedurally as you would develop a prompt, you've then got an environment that could be used for other purposes, such as games or VR experiences, so that if you wanted to have, say, a theme park attraction where somebody's going to the same place that the Mandalorian went in VR, you could walk in the same place, you could play a game in the same place, and it would be exactly the same. That's how I would be interpreting it.
Well, the Dish already did this. It's like a pre-visualization tool that Disney used for attractions and things for a long time. The Dish has been around for quite a while in Imagineering, but when it comes to doing this in a soundstage with the volume or whatever they call it, stagecraft, whatever you want to call it, the Unreal Engine itself does have an AI assistant in it to help you refine some things. So that's already part of the creation tool itself. I'm not sure why anybody's gonna freak out about that. People have been reacting to that for a while now in creative blog space, but you're going to have generative AI that's going to be a part of any of that creation stuff, no matter what. But again, that's just backgrounds primarily.
Well,
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Let's read through the rest of this, and we'll come back to that point. But just so everybody understands what this article says, it says it was just a few days ago that Epic announced the next iteration of Unreal Engine would be heavily leaning on AI for content creation.
Oh.
We wrote about that here, says Bespin. It is unclear if Disney means generative AI or machine learning, although I can guarantee you they're meaning generative AI.
Mm-hmm.
Disney, Lucasfilm, and ILM are still made fun of for their truly abysmal generative AI TED Talk from last year. Well, that's because it was so basic. Sure, things have advanced since then, but still, the work humans have had on Star Wars for half a decade trounces anything a computer can spit out. That's where, Lauren, I think this is just silly in terms of the way it's being covered. I'll put this up on the screen. This is what I'm thinking they're talking about with the environments. Axios has been talking about this all the way back in 2025. AI's next act, world models that move beyond language.
Yeah.
The idea that you can generate worlds that you can move around in. And if they combine that with the volume, then you're into a really interesting thing. But guys, let's talk about this. CGI is very expensive, and it's not been very impressive for Star Wars in a lot of ways as of late. I know that some of you were impressed with the Hutts. Others were not impressed with the Hutts in The Mandalorian and Grogu. If AI can be used to make photorealistic, convincing scenery and characters and all that sort of stuff, maybe even digitally resurrect the likenesses of Luke Skywalker on any actor or whatever. I don't know. They said visual effects, right? And if it can reduce the cost of that by 10x or more, that solves this budget problem they have, because they can't keep making Star Wars movies if they're going to make $300 million at the box office. But if AI drops the production costs by half or more, they're back in business. They can make stuff again. What do you guys think about it?
I think generative and persistent AI backgrounds is where I would live. And then for special effects, I'd drop in a digital green screen or blue screen behind the actors and the environments. I think that is a game changer. But again, that's just the backgrounds that we're looking at. I don't really believe it'll be useful to try to do that on stage with actors. I just don't see that. And again, a lot of actors complain that they can't interact with the environment around them, which is why we are seeing more practical sets and practical things, even in the Blandalorian and Grey Goose. So,
okay. So I think this is I actually think this is huge news that people just aren't covering like they should, because if this is a legitimate leaked document from Disney, and I think it probably is, there's so much specificity with this document that it seems like it is a legit leak. This is the first time, to my mind, that Disney has said, we're going to use AI to make the stuff that CGI has been making. Lauren, that is going to be a very contentious thing for the artists. We're talking about huge numbers of CGI artists, and this can replace all kinds of prop builders. This is a big deal. This is a really big deal.
Well, I think like just about anything, it depends on how you use the tool. Like, my concern about using AI to generate a worldscape, for instance, is that I suspect what you're going to get is probably going to be kind of generic, where what you want in a cinematic scene is something that's painterly. It's why I enjoy looking at concept art so much. But what if you used AI to generate the concept art and to then develop keyframes and then animate between them? That's not fully generated. That's still artist directed. And it's not like, the old saying that when every problem that you have, with the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. Just because you have AI doesn't mean you need to use it to solve every problem. You can use it to create the specific set or environment you're in and combine that, like Culture said, with green screen plate photography, with miniatures. There's all kinds of ways that you can blend it.
What do you think?
I agree with you that the primary function here is to reduce costs and time investment. So where you find the places to make those savings without sacrificing artistic vision, that's a good thing, as long as you're not treating it as the be-all solution to every problem.
What do you
think?
The
other question is, physically, where are these people? And I say that because if they're in the UK, we can get a tax break on them. If they're in the US, we can't, maybe, depending on where they are. So there's all of that dimension to it.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Lauren, when we're talking about visual effects, included in that, I think, would be having somebody come in and play Luke Skywalker, and AI makes them look just like Mark Hamill would have looked, when he was 34, 35 for the New Republic era. What are your thoughts on that? And what are your thoughts on, is that appropriate? Is it what you would want? Or do you want us to recast for somebody who looks like him? Or does it not matter anymore? Like, how does that go?
My preference is always to have a real human performer. And in my opinion, we're not quite there yet. We're getting closer all the time. I've seen some stuff that did look really good. So my opinion may change over time. But right now, if it were up to me, I'd still be looking at recasting.
Culture, your thoughts on digital makeup? I mean, I don't disagree. I think they're going to recast. They have to recast. But if they do recast, what are your thoughts on digital AI makeup that essentially acts as a prosthetic that just changes the person into being whatever Star Wars original character they want on the screen?
I don't see a problem with it as long as the likeness is properly acquired, owned, and is owned by the estate and is licensed out. I'm not going to get too upset by that because literally, I mean, we've already been using it for de-aging and things like that with indie and stuff like that. So I'm not going to get upset by that.
Did you notice in this document that Disney handed out to Lucasfilm, they were careful to not give them permission to use AI for voice work, and they paid a lot of money to James Earl Jones to be able to use his voice with AI. That doesn't seem to be allowed per this document now.
I just saw an ad for the Odyssey, not the original, but the new version, quote unquote, read in the style of Michael Caine, and they paid him money, but they're using a machine to make his voice.
Yep.
So that's the way they're going to credit people, in the style of.
I was shocked that he permitted that.
I didn't think you want to sit there and read it for hours and hours when they pay him anyway. So
I agree, but a lot of artists are going to say nope, because they're terrified of it. It seems like some of the older guys, though, they're realizing, well, this is going to pay a lot of money to be in my estate.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the story right here. After Mandalorian and Grogu, Ahsoka, and Acolyte, it looks like they're going to do Starfighter the traditional way, and then everything after that, guys, is the age of AI. And this is the first time we've heard from Disney. Yep, that's what we're going to do. I don't know that they intended for this to be out. In fact, I would say they did not want this to be out like it is. But here we go. Star Wars AI. Guys, final thoughts on the age of AI now being here in Hollywood?
I am inevitable.
Oh, are you? Domo arigato,
I am a river
Mr.
to my people, and the river runs through another show we got to go do.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Here we go. Folks, that other show is the Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you. We're going to send you over there.
That's the one.
And we're sending these guys over there to start the show, and then we'll be over there in just a second, guys. We got to do this Stump Lorne contest. And then we'll be over with our best. That's you guys.
Okay.
See you there. Thank you.
See you there.
See you guys. And then there were two. Hello, Lauren.
Hello.
Are you ready, sir? Have you prepared yourself?
As much as I can at this point.
All right, folks. Here's what we need you to do. In the chat, you just write the word stump. Stump. You hear that, Stumpy?
Yep, I got it.
All right, Skippy. All right, so you all write the word stump. We're going to take 10 of these because we got to get you to the Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you, but we do appreciate so much hitting the skull. You write the word stump, and then we will read it on the screen. I will read it to Lorne. I can do it in the voice of Regis Philbin if you'd like. Do you want that? Lorne? You want it in the voice of Regis Philbin?
I'm sorry, I was looking at, or trying to...
It's all good. It's all good.
Everything's scrolling past, and I'm trying to catch them.
All right, Bonnie Gamester for 199 says, all the AI in the world won't help a poor story. That is true. Just like the doctors say, you cannot outrun a bad diet. You can't out AI or CGI a bad story.
How many of these am I supposed to be getting?
10. Stop it at 10, Lauren. We got to send these people to the Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you, and then I got to get ready for tomorrow's show at noon, where we're going to talk about Bob Iger Screwing the pooch. Disney's excuse about Jimmy Kimmel is gone because Bob Iger told the truth and said Trump didn't do anything with this. This was all us. I love it when that happens.
These are going by so fast. I don't know how many I've already starred, and I'm not even sure if they're all Star Wars. Can you look?
You've got 9. We need one more, Lauren.
All right, I think
All
that's
right, calling it. That's it. All right, we love all of you, and apologies if we didn't get it in there.
That was some enthusiasm.
Wait a minute, Ken Reihart. We got to get Ken's. Ken was right at the line. Hang on, let me see here. Ken. Glade Riven and Ken. We'll get both of them. That has to be it then. Okay, here we go. All right, Lauren, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, Pastor of Muppets for a stump. What was Lucas's inspiration for the design of the Millennium Falcon, Lauren?
So, this question could actually mean a couple of different things, and one of them is folklore. So, I guess what I would start with saying is that originally the Millennium Falcon looked an awful lot like the blockade runner at the start of the movie. But the problem ended up becoming that in Space 1999, their ship looked very, very similar, and they decided that they couldn't do that. So they had to redesign the Millennium Falcon. And the folklore is that they didn't know what to do. They went out to lunch, and they were sitting there, and somebody noticed that their hamburger had an olive sitting next to it, and they said, that's it. And that's how the outrigger cockpit came onto the Millennium Falcon. They attached it to a UFO saucer design, and there you go.
Mm-hmm. All right, give one to Lauren on that one. So far, not stumped. Let's see here.
All right, Lauren, you feeling pretty good about yourself right now? You doing okay?
I'm not feeling so good about this one.
All right, Lauren, we're going to try this out on you. Cape Canaveral says stump. The opening of the Chipmunks Go to the Movies includes a Star Wars parody. Which characters are played by Alvin, Simon, Theodore, and Dave, respectively?
I think this is cheating. This is not a Star Wars question. Cape Canaveral, I love you, but this is not a Star Wars question because we're asking who the Chipmunks are played by. That's a tough question, but it's not one that I think... Folks, you in the chat, you tell us if you think this is fair, if this is a Star Wars question. Lauren, give us your best shot, though.
Well, I would guess Dave is probably playing Darth Vader.
Wait a minute. I got it now. This is a Star Wars question. I thought we were asking who plays Alvin, Simon, Theodore, and Dave. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah,
yep, you're on the hook.
I would guess Dave is Darth Vader. Alvin's likely Luke Skywalker. I'm going to guess that Simon is Han Solo and Theodore's maybe Princess Leia.
No. Here's going to be my... Okay. Now... Cape Canaveral, you got to tell me if I'm right on this. I'm going to guess Alvin is Luke, Simon is R2, Theodore is C-3PO, and Dave is Darth Vader. Or Dave is Obi-Wan. Let's see.
I don't think I ever saw this movie, so I...
All right, chat, you tell us if we got that right.
All right, going to the next one, Lauren. Okay, Lauren, what are the things about Star Wars that Pro said you couldn't say online?
Moving along. That service dog. Nobody's telling me. Nobody's telling me if we got that right or not. I'm so sad.
What was the name of the Imperial Procurator, Darth Vader's apprentice, who worked with the transdimensional creature to sacrifice powerful beings to master the...
This is not even English. To sacrifice powerful beings to master the Force in exchange. Hold on. Hang on. I don't care about your answer right now. Alvin is Luke. Dave is Vader, Simon is 3PO, Theodore is R2. That's what I said. I got it. What do you mean very close? I got it. That's right. Okay.
I don't know this one. I'm sorry. That one does stump me. So
what was the name of the Imperial Procurator, Darth Vader's apprentice? Okay. Folks, you tell us. We finally got one. I got the Chipmunks for you, Lauren. I saved the day with the Chipmunks. I don't know that one. Lauren, state in order each Star Wars film, the date it...
Come on now. This is...
Lauren, give us in the exact seconds
right. It's like, yeah, sorry.
The film durations for each movie ever made.
I guess you have exposed me.
All right, I tell you what. Just give us the year. Give us the year for each movie.
So if we're talking the original movies, you got 77 for A New Hope, you've got 80 for The Empire Strikes Back, 83 for Return of the Jedi. If you want to go beyond that, it's 99 for The Phantom Menace, 2002 for Attack of the Clones, 2005 for Revenge of the Sith, 2015 for The Force Awakens, 2017 for The Last Jedi, and 2019 for The Rise of Skywalker.
I need Rogue One and Solo.
Rogue One was 2016, and Solo was also 2017.
Does the name Galen Merrick ring a bell?
Yep. Well, I don't know him as the Procurator, but yes, that is from The Force Unleashed. That is the character that Sam Witwer played before he started doing all of the voice work everywhere else. So if that's who you were talking about in that last question, I don't recognize the framing for that as being Starkiller, but okay.
That's what they're saying. All right. What actor played Major Bryn Durlin in Empire Strikes Back? The quote, Your Highness, there's... That's right. And it was on the thing behind him. Okay. Tom's out there. Large wings or flats dunked in shrimp better with fish eggs on it? Sean is out there, says, is Duncan MacLeod?
MacLeod.
MacLeod.
This is a Highlander question.
The movie or the TV Highlander show?
I don't remember who the guy was on the first one. I don't care.
It's not a Star Wars question, but can I just say that if my last name was MacLeod, I would never allow my last name to be changed. That would be the greatest last name ever. MacLeod.
Well, this one, I'm not sure if it's actually true. They used to say that it was actually the reversed, because they were under the slots on the side of his chest panel. They used to say those came from an arcade machine and that the Hebrew letters said insert coin. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but that was what they used to say.
Who was the alien guy in the Falcon with Lando in Return of the Jedi?
Nien Nunb.
Nien Nunb.
Yeah, some people pronounce it Nine, even though it was pronounced, or it was spelled Nien. But I think that's probably actually correct because later on, I think in the sequel trilogy, they introduced his brother who was 10 Nunb.
Makes sense. That's well played. What's the full name of the guy in KOTOR who asks you to press the shift key?
Oh gosh. Right in the very beginning in the introductory portion. Ulgo. Trask Ulgo, I think is his name.
I'm done.
I hope that's right. I know he was an Ulgo. There's a later Ulgo in the Old Republic, but yeah.
How would you even, like the stuff that I love, I can't do that. Trask Ulgo. Folks, you tell us, is that right? Trask Ulgo. You tell us now. Don't let him cheat.
Ulgo.
Ulgo.
Yeah.
You all tell us if he's cheating. If he got that wrong, he's pretending. You tell us. What two gaming systems is Star Wars Saga Edition a hybrid of?
If you're talking about the big arcade release from about 15 years ago, I know it was a Sega release, but I don't know what systems it was based off of. I can tell you for sure.
They said that you got it right. Unbelievable. Who secretly lit the tanker set in The Spy Who Loved Me where part of episode 1 was filmed? Oh, man, I tell you. James Bond trivia now.
I'm actually going to take a stab at this.
Okay.
Was it Dougie? I can't think of his last name. Was it Dougie? From the Indiana Jones films? You'll know who I mean when I say Dougie. I don't know if that's right or not, but
Can you tell us, is it Dougie? Okay. Also, Lauren, we're getting the Hebrew letters for Darth Vader allegedly say his deeds will not be forgiven until he merits. It seems like a lot.
Okay, so I have also heard that, but like I said, the first one, insert coin, was folklore, and I don't know. I suspect the actual answer is the one that you gave. It was Hebrew, and I believe that's quoting a portion of the Bible. But The insert coin was the one that I always heard, and that was up through the 90s that they were saying that. I think that was in one of the. They used to have a little magazine that they would put in LucasArts games. Oh, it was Stanley Kubrick. Didn't know that.
But then we're also getting.
Dougie is, yes, that's who I was thinking of, Douglas Slocum. But apparently that was the wrong answer. Anyway, they used to put a little kind of a catalog in LucasArts adventure games called The Adventurer that included order forms for items in their store, stuff about upcoming games, all of that stuff. But it also had trivia in there, and I think that the insert coin stuff, as well as some other trivia, like where the Slave One came from there.
So we've got one more super chat. That was very impressive, Lauren. I think now people are more impressed than they were before, actually. Staccato for 10. Will Supergirl outgross any Star Wars movie ever made? Well, Staccato, you got to come by, because tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live out of the theater review of Supergirl tomorrow night, 10 p.m. I'm going to regret this, because I have been told by people close to me that I trust that this will actually be worse than Animal Farm. I don't know how that's possible. I gave Animal Farm, did I give that I give it a 1 or a 1.25? I mean, it was awful. I'd have to go back to Criticalist to look to make sure, but I mean, I gave Animal Farm is down there. I mean, it's in like top 10 lowest, or bottom 10, I guess you would say. It's really bad.
I need to break in for just a minute if I can, because I see an answer that was put in here. I misunderstood the question. This is from Glade Riven saying, yep, Saga was halfway between D23 and 4E. He's actually talking about the Star Wars RPG game system that was published by Wizards of the Coast. I thought he was referring to a big arcade cabinet that came out, I think it was like around the 2010s, that was a Sega release. So I thought we were talking electronic gaming, didn't realize we were talking RPGs.
10-4. Staccato, I also want to say it's great to see you out there. We really appreciate you. Every time we see your name, we're happy for it. Lore Master for 5. Lauren, please elaborate on why you don't like Highlander. Also, hi, Pro.
It's hard to explain because it has a lot of elements of things that I would like from that era of filmmaking. For some reason, it just simply didn't work for me. I was bored out of my mind. I didn't buy the premise. I thought it was nonsense that was wasting my time. I just genuinely didn't like it.
Lauren, before we send folks over to the Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you, I just want to give a shout out to Fat Steven, the greatest thumbnail artist out there. He is working tonight on building the thumbnail for the live Supergirl review that we'll be doing tomorrow night. It's been a while since we've done a live review, and I felt like this was the time. We're going to have to work on that image of me. It just, I mean, that exactly looks like Millie Alcock. I mean, that is a spitting image of Millie Alcock, but that doesn't look like me. That's not me, right, Lauren? Not too bad.
It's close.
Okay. Millie Alcock, though, spot on. All right, folks, we got to be moving on. Thanks for being here. We'll have the Pro Show again tomorrow at noon, a special edition. Tomorrow night at 10 p.m., we'll be back again to talk about Supergirl. And if it's as bad as they say. Marvin's going to be there, by the way. And Lauren, you're welcome to hop in if you want to. It's... Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm going to regret this. So. But folks, we never regret spending time with you. Thank you for being here. Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you on the way. And Lauren, you got any requests? What should we end with? Oh, I forgot, folks. We went the whole show and I never told you. We added the emoji you requested. The Asian fake wizard emoji has been added. And can we get a mulligan? Because, folks, I know you all voted for it, but it's really hard to make an Asian fake wizard emoji that you can tell what it is because of how small emojis are. So if you want a different one, we'll do it. I mean, it's a fake Asian wizard, but it's really hard to tell that it's a fake Asian wizard when emoji's that small. How about we ended the show this way?
What is this madness? You shall not pass. All enticing, real fake wizards bring you lightning. You thought thumbnails were amazing, but you didn't think he could bring down the big boss in low budget demo hood. He's a matcha man with gotcha hands. Roundhouse kick will do the trick. Hit you with the Gandalf stick. Let's get to real life fake whiz fighting. Let's get to eye gouging and biting. There's no dignity in loss, so kick them in the jaw.
I just staccato. You win. You just win the night, staccato. We stopped the whole show. That's it.